Good evening, Squatch Nation. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, baseball fans all over to Black Hills Energy Stadium in Game 2 as the Spearfish Sasquatch look to avenge a Game 1 loss just last night against the Badlands Big Sticks, our friends slash bitter rivals up north in Dickinson, North Dakota. They've made the trip for a 3-game set, taking Game 1 7-6 last night. We have plenty of the recap that we'll be able to discuss with you as the game starts in just a few minutes. If you are joining us right now, we are so glad you are. 10 minutes before first pitch. I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Sasquatch. So happy to be here with you on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. 6:35 will be when this game starts. It is first responder night here at Black Hills Energy. We have plenty of local deputies, law enforcement everywhere here tonight to show out. We are so glad they are here with us to watch some good baseball and hopefully a Squatch victory in Game 2 against the Big Sticks. We'd love to see it. So as we are getting closer, inching closer to the start of tonight's game, we are going to go ahead and dive into the starting lineups in Game 2 against the Big Sticks. So first, for the folks from Dickinson, starting out and leading off for Badlands tonight, number 1, second baseman Alex Erlob. Hitting second, number 7, the right fielder Carson Lundmark. Batting third, number 11, the designated hitter tonight, Austin Bunn. Batting cleanup for the Sticks, number 10, the first baseman Derek Calvillo. Batting fifth, number 6, the third baseman Cooper Dulick. Hitting sixth, number 2, the shortstop Alex Thurston. And the bottom third right through here, batting seventh, number 22, the left fielder Jaden Singleton. Batting eighth and catching behind the plate, number 30, Ethan Babcock Berry. Our first look at him in a while. And rounding out the order for the Badlands Big Sticks here tonight, number 0, the center fielder Quade Peters. And in just a few moments before the national anthem, we are going to go ahead and introduce the starting lineup for your Spearfish Sasquatch. It is a fun one tonight, a very interesting lineup, and it is going to be an exciting offensive night with the guys from 1 through 9 tonight. Leading off for the Squatch, number 11, the left fielder Gage Crott. Batting second, number 24, the second baseman Mr. Constant Ryan Bachman. Batting third, number 30, the designated hitter Drew Biggerstaff. Hitting fourth, number 2, the center fielder, back after a day of rest yesterday, Carson Green. Batting fifth, number 27, the shortstop, Johnny McHenry. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 8, Cam Hoyland. Batting seventh, number 34, playing first base, Damon Gaither. And batting eighth, number 12, the third baseman, Mr. Grand Slam, Gabe Springer. And batting ninth and catching behind the dish for your Spearfish Sasquatch, number 18, Davis Carr. So an exciting lineup on the offensive end as well as in the field. We have a lot of action for you as we are getting closer and closer to the lineups being called. We will have a quick recap of the game as we resume in just a few moments after the starting lineups and the national anthem as we are getting right down to it. We are so glad you are here as the Squatch look to avenge the Game 1 loss from last night with a victory tonight. We love seeing victory formation after the games. We hope that Saturday night is the time to do it. So we'll be right back with you in just a few moments. Saturday night's all right for some baseball as the Squatch and Big Sticks battle it out. We have all the action right here that you will need on the Spearfish Sasquatch YouTube channel. We'll be right back with you. As I said, I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, on the call tonight. It's going to be a good one, folks. And we will be starting in just a few moments, 6:29 p.m. First pitch, 6:35, maybe a few minutes early. It's going to be a fun one. We'll be right back with you. Let's play ball. Thank you, Bailey Hubbard, our on-field host, as we are getting ready to resume action in this exciting Game 2 matchup between the Badlands Big Six and the hometown Spearfish Sasquatch, as both teams head back to the dugout after the national anthem. Spearfish Sasquatch are led by Coach Tanner Hill, while the Big Sticks are led by head coach Cameron Johnson. As the starting pitcher tonight on the mound, taking the bump for the Squatch, is going to be number 7, Kenji Miller, in his first home start for Spearfish this year. As people continue to pile in here, we are expecting another full crowd, a packed house in Game 2. We reached 560 yesterday in attendance for fireworks night. And we are expecting a very similar number tonight, so we are very excited for that. Saturday night, who does not want to watch some baseball? Perfect way to spend it here in South Dakota. So Kenji Miller, in his first start, he actually joined the Sasquatch in Idaho last week in that series against the Canyon County Spuds. He went 5 innings of 3-run ball and 7 hits. And the 4-3 win, which was the lone win against a very good Canyon County lineup for the Squatch. And he is taking the hill tonight trying to win Game 2 in just his second start of the year. He has a very, very good infield defense behind him. So expect to see him attacking hitters directly, as these other Squatch starting pitchers have done so well in the last 2 series. So now at 6:34, we are right on the money. The first pitch from Kenji, taken 4, called strike 1, and we are officially underway. As Kenji is pitching to Alex Erlob, the second baseman. As Erlob got just a piece of it, fouled it off. And Kenji is quickly ahead. No balls, 2 strikes in his first batter he's facing tonight. Erlob led off last night for the Big Sticks. A beautiful night. We have been very lucky to have some of those the past week during the 6-game homestand. During the weekday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we played the Gem City Bison, swept that series in 3 games. And all 3 games, the weather was beautiful. Could not complain, hardly a cloud in the sky, and the same goes for tonight. And a swing and a miss as Kenji Miller sits down Alex Erlob for the first out of the inning. And that's a great start. Love to see more of that in that first start against the Spuds last week. Kenji struck out 3 Canyon County batters. And he has already sat down his first victim tonight in Alex Erlob, the leadoff hitter for the Big Sticks. And now Carson Lundmark, who is playing right field tonight, batting second, stepping up. As Lundmark pops that one high, and Springer, close to the third base bag, stays up in the air forever, but an eventual out, number 2. So Kenji moving right along through the first 2 batters he's faced. As Lundmark tried to ambush that first pitch, but to no ado, and now Austin Bunn, the designated hitter. Bunn had a good night at the plate last night for the Sticks. We hope that fortune does not continue tonight. And Kenji not wasting any time whatsoever. Fired that first pitch in for a strike against Austin Bunn. And now 0-2 for Kenji from Shoreline, Washington. Goes to Everett Community College with the designated hitter tonight, for a fellow teammate, Drew Biggerstaff, who is batting third for the Squatch. And he's had a red-hot start. Offensively for Spearfish, the 1-2. Taken low and away in the dirt for ball 2. Davis Carr behind the plate. Catching the pitches for Miller on the mound tonight. And the 2-2. And that is going to be a called strike 3. A beautiful pitch. Looked like it was going outside. Curved right back in. On the off speed, a great pitch from Kenji Miller to sit down the first 3. 3 up, 3 down. And the Big Sticks have nothing to say. A beautiful 1-2-3 inning to start out this game for Kenji Miller. And the Squatch Bats looking to avenge that Game 1 loss last night with some hot starts at the plate. We'll be right back, headed to the bottom of the first.
When you venture to spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
And welcome back here in the bottom of the first as the Squatch and Big Sticks battling it out in Game 2. Squatch trying to take over after a heartbreaker last night, a 7-6 loss. And the Big Sticks took here at home for the Squatch. Looking to change that narrative tonight in Game 2 as Gage Crott steps in for his first look at Eric Kessler, number 9, who is the pitcher for the Sticks. And that was going to be a first pitch ball for Kessler, taken upstairs. And more of the same for ball 2. Gage Crott over in left field tonight. When you don't see him on the mound, he is usually playing left. And he does a great job out there. As he is quickly ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Kessler finds the zone as it is quickly 2-1. The Big Sticks in their all red unis here on Saturday night, and the Squatch with their blues. If only the Squatch had gone all blue. Don't really know how that would have looked, but it's fun to imagine. So Gage quickly ahead 3-1. The pitch. And he will take a lead-off walk. He knew it. Right out of the hands of Kessler. And Ryan Bachman stepping in, batting second and playing second base tonight. Not many off days for Mr. Bachman. Pretty easy to understand why. Leads the team in batting average. Puts the ball in play all the time. Does not strike out often. And that one is in the dirt for ball 1. With bigger staff on deck. As we mentioned a few moments ago, it is First Responders Night at the park. So if you are still in the Spearfish area trying to come out to a game, First Responders get 50% off their ticket. for entry into this game. We'd love to see you here. Looked over in the parking lot just a few moments ago. There are plenty of cop cars, ambulances, everyone spending their afternoon here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We would not have it any other way. So now 1 ball, 1 strike as head coach Tanner Hill calling out some signals. Bachman checks his sleeve. And we'll continue with the 1-1 count, as that one is a ball. A 2-1 count to Bachman, who is batting .313. Drove 11 in so far this year. In Game 3 against the Bison, he was 2 for 5 with a double and a triple. He was a bit more quiet last night, but made plenty of brilliant plays over at second base. And that one is low and away in the dirt again. Kessler struggling to find the zone through the first 2 batters he's faced. Now has to fight himself back early into the count against Ryan, as he is now behind 3-1. And the pitch. And that's a fastball in there for called strike 2. So Eric Kessler from city of Dallas, and not the Dallas you're thinking of, Dallas, Oregon. So if you know where Dallas, Oregon is, good for you. I had no idea where that was, as that is grounded over to second, and a bobble from second is going to have both safe. So now Bachman reaches after the bobble from the second baseman, Alex Erlob, unable to turn 2, as that will appear to be a potential routine double play. But Erlob unable to glove it quickly. Tried to throw over to second, but then had to try for the out at first, but Bachman raced it out just in time, so both will be safe. And Drew Biggerstaff, a very hot bat, batting third now with runners on first and second in the bottom of the first inning, and no outs. As that one is going to be a called strike 1. Kessler attends the University of Jamestown and has a 5.25 ERA through his first 7 appearances. He's only started 1 game of those 7. So this will be his second game on the mound starting. And in that one start, he had 3 2/3 innings of 1-run ball against the Hastings Sodbusters. But since then, which was 3 starts ago, or 3 appearances ago, he is coming out of the pen. So potential signals that this could be a bullpen game tonight for the Big Sticks. As Biggerstaff pops that one up way high, and that is going to go foul right down in front of the home crowd. As it appears that one lucky fan was able to catch that foul ball. Great job. So runners on early for the Squatch and an 0-2 count for Biggerstaff. The pitch. As he fouls that one off again. This one's going to hit the top of the booth. Oh, just missed it. I was expecting a loud bump, a loud noise on the top. But it must have gone right over us, as that one was fouled just over the protective netting behind home plate. But Kessler, 17 strikeouts in 12 innings. So he throws it hard. But he is having a bit of a struggle now with runners on first and second and nobody out. He is currently ahead of Biggerstaff 1-2. And Drew looking to keep this at-bat alive as the sun is beating down at Black Hills Energy Stadium. All across the field, a beautiful day. as Crott stole third. So now runners on the corners. And a 2-2 count as that one was low and away again. Great heads-up base running. The Squatch do a great job of just that, stealing bases. Ryan Bachman over at first doesn't steal all the time, but wouldn't be surprised to see him try, as that one is going to be pulled foul down the left field line, way foul outside of the Big Sticks bullpen. And just as I mentioned, the Big Sticks bullpen is exactly what we thought. We see some pitchers going ahead and starting to warm up in the pen, and very early on, as Kessler has yet to retire a Sasquatch batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Biggerstaff. The pitch outside of the zone, ball 3. It is a full count, and a ball here would load the bases. So in yesterday's game, the Big Sticks only used 2 pitchers out of their bullpen for the remainder of the game after their starter only went 4 1/3 innings, which showed that potentially they were gearing up for a bullpen game tonight or tomorrow. The full count, and a swing and a miss as Biggerstaff swung on that one. A filthy pitch from Eric Kessler, but runners still on the corners with now 1 out, and Carson Green batting cleanup tonight. Carson got a well-deserved day off yesterday after manning center field seemingly every game. I like to call him the Lone Ranger. Does a lot of work out in center field. Not an easy place to play, but he does it about as well as anybody else could. Great defensive player, and he has had a hot bat as of late, getting at least 2 hits in his past 2 starts, both of those against the Bison. Drove in 3 runs in one of those games. Carson's from Montana State University Billings. As he has a few teammates from the Big Sticks that play alongside him, but one of them is not the pitcher, Eric Kessler, who just beamed Carson. And now bases are in fact loaded and 1 out. So that did not sound fun, as we could hear it up here in the booth. Green turns sharply at the right time, but a fastball to the back, never fun for anybody. Green takes it and takes his base over at first. Bases loaded for Johnny McHenry, batting 5th. A bit of an unusual position for him, but he puts that one into play over to second base, and they're going to try to turn a double play, but he is safe as that one was thrown, and the shortstop had the jump. Never got his foot on the bag, and that is going to bring home Gage Crott for the first run of the night. Squatch are up early, 1-0, and bases remain loaded after McHenry reaches. He put it in play perfectly. Erlob charged it. Had to make a quick throw over to Thurston, the shortstop, but it was offline. Thurston can never get his foot down, and that was pretty much the play right there, because they were not going to be able to get McHenry over at first. He is way too fast charging up the first base line. So Johnny McHenry batting 5th, but for reasons just like that, you'd love to have him with bases loaded, puts the ball in play and scores the first run for the Squatch, getting Gage Crott home. And this brings up Cam Hoyland, who is playing right field tonight, batting 6th, number 8. I'm starting to think that his name is Cam because he loves just being in front of a camera. You see him on almost every live stream, either waving to his parents in the dugout or on the mound. He is all over the place. We love having him here in Spearfish, as Kessler is quickly ahead, 0-2. McHenry on first. Bachman on third. And a swing and a miss. As a quick 3-pitch out for Eric Kessler. And that is going to sit down Cam Hoyland in his first look at Eric. And now, the first baseman for the Squatch tonight came into town just last week. Number 34, Damon Gaither. The final hope to potentially score a few more runs with bases loaded and 2 outs. Against Kessler, as we've said, people are warming up in the mound, in the bullpen. Had to figure out which area of the field these big sticks pitchers were. There are relievers already in the bullpen warming up. And the bottom of the first isn't even done. As Damon is ahead, 1 ball, no strike. Gaither, the 6'6", 230-pound sophomore. A scary presence at the plate. Goes to Everett Community College along with Kenji Miller on the mound for the Squatch tonight, and Drew Biggerstaff. All very productive so far for the Squatch this season. Gaither off of the field is actually hilarious, but we don't want the big sticks to know that. Because I know if I was on the mound, I would not want to be facing him with bases loaded. And that is going to be a called strike 2. Count runs even. Bases juiced, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. So Squatch have the early lead. They have struck first. And they're trying to add on to it. As that is upstairs, 4-3. A full count for Eric Kessler. The Squatch are looking to even the series tonight after a very upsetting 7-6 loss. And just like that, Eric Kessler walks in. A run for the first time tonight. Bases loaded. And now the Squatch have a 2-0 lead. That is going to score Ryan Bachman, who is over at third base. And now Gabe Springer with bases loaded. Springer's batting 8th tonight. And earlier during the starting lineups, I called him Mr. Grand Slam, and for a reason. Yesterday, Gabe Springer hit a Grand Slam, the first of the year for Spearfish. And he has another potential opportunity now as bases are once more loaded. And the Squatch with the early 2-0 lead. So 1 ball, no strike from Kessler. Finds the edge of the plate for strike 1. Gabe will be attending Stanford University in the fall. I'm sure they'd love to see the Grand Slam from yesterday. That would get them excited for his upcoming season. As Babcock Berry behind the plate fires back to Carson Green over at third, as he was a few off the plate. Or off the bag, excuse me. So Gaither on first, Green on third, and McHenry on second. As now Kessler has to throw a strike, or else he is in danger of walking his second run in. Springer being patient as ever at the plate, something that the Squatch lineup does very well night after night. The pitch, and that is going to be low. A ball 4, and that is going to get Carson Green home. So Babcock Berry heads out to the mound as Kessler, frustrated with himself, he has just given up 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning, walking 2 of them in. with Davis Carr waiting on deck to step in, as that is going to be the end of the line for Eric Kessler, as we figured a few moments ago, with the Sticks only sending out 2 relievers from their pen last night in Game 1, making them go the distance. Both of them going at least 2 innings. They've been probably trying to save up for a bullpen game tonight. And that is exactly what is happening, as Kessler, unable to go a full inning, only goes 2/3 of one, giving up 3 runs on only 1 hit for the Sasquatch tonight. A very promising start in Game 2 for Spearfish. And as Babcock Berry heads back, we are going to see the new pitcher on the mound very early on tonight. It appears to be Garrett Lundmark. I wonder if he's related to Carson Lundmark. I would have to imagine so. Who's playing right field tonight for the Sticks. From Spokane, Washington, the righty plays at Spokane Community College. Has only had 1 appearance to date this season. This will be his 2nd. And in a very serious situation early. Squatch are knocking on the door, threatening to break the game wide open. With a 3-0 lead and bases loaded. 2 outs, but still. Davis Carr with an incredible opportunity, as he awaits his first look over at Garrett Lundmark. Davis from Humble, Texas, plays at Walla Walla Community College. This will be his 15th start of the year, most of them being behind the plate. Looking to get his offensive summer season started. Has 4 hits to this point, looking to make it 5. And a big 5th hit at that, if he is able to drive a run in. So now we'll look back at the bases for the Sasquatch. McHenry on 3rd, Gaither on 2nd, Springer on 1st. As the Sticks have seen the entire order for the Sasquatch, and we have not even finished the 1st inning. Lundmark thrown into a tough spot, having to come out with bases juiced. 1 ball, no strikes to Davis Carr. The 1-0. Carr puts it into play, and that is potentially going to be just off the outstretched hands of Derek Calvillo, the first baseman. It was popped just high down the right field line, foul territory. So that makes 5 RBIs for Gabe Springer this series, after the grand slam yesterday and now walking that last run in. Carr fouls it back, has a good read on Lundmark. So now the count is going to run 1-2. A lot of action early. Exciting game in Game 2. And 3 runs on the board. Haven't even gone to the 2nd. We'd love to see the first last as long as we possibly can. And that's exactly what Davis Carr has in mind with the 1-2 count. The pitch. And that is going to be a called strike 3 as Lundmark fires that fastball in for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Squatch just load them up and walk them across in the bottom of the first 3-run score. As the Squatch hold an early 3-0 lead in Kenji Miller. Looking for another incredible inning like he had in the first. We'll be right back with you, Squatch on top. You are watching the Spearfish Sasquatch on our YouTube live stream. So glad you're here.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
So Squatch on top, 3-0. After your Spearfish lineup scared off Eric Kessler after 2/3 of an inning, as he gave up 3 runs. Squatch bats are not messing around, and Kenji Miller now pitching, as that one is going to be grounded over to Springer for a first pitch of the second inning, out number 1. As that was Derek Calvillo with the soft grounder to third. As he is batting cleanup, now Cooper Dulick, the third baseman, who's batting 5th for the Big Sticks, stepping up against Miller. Kenji's not a guy who tends to waste a lot of time, doesn't mess around, a pretty big, no-nonsense kind of guy. And he did not want to stay on the mound any longer than he had to in the first. An 11-pitch first inning, a 1-2-3 at that. 7 of those 11 pitches going for strikes. He is attacking the zone early and is quickly ahead of the beer batter, Dulick. If he strikes out, everyone here in the park gets $1 off their beer. And that'll be fun to see. The Big Sticks have yet to see Kenji Miller. This is their first look at him, as that one is grounded right back to Springer as he gloves it and throws over for out number 2. So a deja vu moment, as the first 2 outs of the second have gone directly to Gabe over at the hot corner. And Alex Thurston, the shortstop, batting 6th for the Sticks, as there are quickly 2 outs in the inning. And Kenji trying to keep his momentum going. Although the Sticks have played the Sasquatch 6 times to start the beginning of the year, Kenji was not yet with the team. And quite a pleasant surprise for the Sasquatch, as Miller is definitely a weapon to use on the mound. And the Sticks have yet to catch up to any of his pitches. Still trying to figure him out. Hopefully that is a solution that is never discovered. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with no one on. Thurston is playing shortstop tonight. The 1-2. And Thurston got just a piece of it. A beautiful pitch from Kinji, almost had him. Don't even know how Thurston got a piece of it. So the 1-2. As Kinji is looking for potentially his second 1-2-3 inning of the night. The 2-2. And that one is going to be lined out in to right center. Carson Green moves over just a few feet. And that is going to be the first hit of the night for the Big Sticks. And Jaden Singleton playing left field, batting 7th. Steps in now with Thurston on first base after he made a single out into the outfield with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Kinji has some nasty stuff. Love to see him working for the Sasquatch this summer. The 0-1 is going to be hit straight to McHenry as he feeds over to Bachman for the 3rd out of the inning. So outside of that lone single there from Alex Thurston to keep the inning going, Kinji Miller escapes with hardly any drama at all, as it seems to be a pretty easy going through the first 2 innings for him tonight. We'd love to see him go deep. He is planning on doing just that. Squatch have a 3-run lead headed to the bottom of the 2nd, looking to add on some insurance. Back here in Black Hills Energy Stadium, Game 2, Squatch Sticks. As Spearfish has an early 3-0 lead at home after walking in 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st. It is now bottom of the 2nd, and the top of the lineup has appeared once more, as Eric Kessler, who started the game for the Big Sticks on the mound, only went 2/3 of an inning, gave up those 3 runs, and they have now resorted to their bullpen. This is going to be a bullpen game for the Badlands. Garrett Lundmark on the mound against Gage Crott, the leadoff hitter for the Squatch. You know it's a good night for your team when your offense has seen their entire lineup play in the bottom of one inning. As Crott is going to bloop that one out, and the shortstop able to get to it in time. That is Alex Thurston for out number 1. And the man from Rapid City himself, Ryan Bachman. The South Dakota local, playing in his second year with the Squatch. The vocal leader, Captain Bach, squaring off against Garrett Lundmark. Upstairs for ball 1. And the 1-0, as Bachman is going to drill that one up the middle, but the second baseman throws over to first in time, and that'll be a quick 2 outs for Garrett Lundmark on the mound. And now Drew Biggerstaff batting third. Stepping up for his second time in the second inning. I love saying that. So for the Sticks, 2 Alexes manning the infield. Alex Thurston over at short, Alex Erlob over at second base for the second night in a row. And Lundmark's pitch, the 1-0. Biggerstaff swung on that one, fouled it way outside of the park. We are so glad that you are joining us here back in Squatch territory for Game 2. I'm Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch. And we hope that you'll join us tonight, tomorrow, and every other game at home this season. 1 ball, 1 strike from Lundmark. Taken low for ball 2. There's no surprise that the Big Sticks are facing a much more dangerous and much more focused Sasquatch offense since facing them for the first 2 series of the year, as many of these Squatch hitters were not on the team yet. And the 2-1 from Biggerstaff, as that one is going to be chopped over to shortstop, and Thurston able to make that play in time off his back foot. A great throw, and that is going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Lundmark in the second. So we head to the top of the third. Squatch still on top 3-0. Looking good so far.
In health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
Your Spearfish Sasquatch on top early in the top of the third inning. A 3-0 lead as Ethan Babcock-Berry, number 30, stepping up for his first time. Looking at Kenji Miller on the mound in his third inning. His first 2 were about as easy as possible. Outside of a Alex Thurston single with 2 outs in the bottom of the second, or the top of the second. Kinji has done an amazing job. A 1-2-3 first inning. Looking to repeat some of that success in the third. Babcock Berry is batting 8th, followed by Quade Peters, the center fielder, to round out the order. And Kinji quickly behind. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch. That's going to be taken. Great fastball for strike 1. The sun is beating down today at 7:17 p.m. But luckily for us, it is a different kind of beating down. It is only 66 degrees on this Saturday night. And that was a beauty. Falls into the strike zone for strike 2, and now he is fully back into this count. A full count to Babcock Berry, the catcher. Kinji shakes off a sign. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him, and that is going to be the first out of the top of the third. And Quade Peters stepping in. So great job by Kinji fighting back into that count after being down early 3-0. And a fastball on that outer edge of the plate. Gets Babcock Berry to chase. And he is right back into it against Quade Peters. Peters from West Fargo, North Dakota. Also plays at the University of Jamestown, along with his fellow teammate, Eric Kessler. As you saw in the bottom of the first inning, only could go 2/3, was chased out after giving up 3 runs and walking 2 of them in. And they made the appeal as they thought that Peters went around, and he did. So that is going to be a quick out number 2. And Kinji is working through 2 2/3 innings, and that is going to bring up Alex Erlob. The Big Six, a very dangerous offense. As we said, it has lived up to the billing so far this entire series, as that is going to be a soft grounder, just foul down the third baseline. The Squatch struggled offensively to start the beginning of the season, but since then they have found their groove and they have not seemed to slow down. Scoring those 3 runs early. And they're out with a vengeance, wanting to take this game 2. And they have the man of the hour with Kinji Miller up on the mound to do so, as that one's going to be a high chopper. And Springer fields it cleanly and fires to Gaither for out number 3. So a great play, great defense so far, and a great performance on the mound for Mr. Kinji Miller, as that is going to be another 1-2-3 inning as we head to the bottom of the third. This game is moving right along. The Squatch are loving it as they have a 3-0 lead. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with you.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
So the bottom of the third inning, we are already here, as the last 2 innings have flown by very quickly. But luckily for us, the first inning took a little more time as the Squatch pulled across 3 runs to take an early 3-run lead. And they're looking to add on to it here with Carson Green facing off against Lundmark on the mound in his second full inning of work. Johnny McHenry on deck. The 1-0 count, and that one is going to be blooped out into left center for a leadoff single. As Green runs gingerly around first base, trots back. As he's been looking for those to drop more and more throughout the season, has a lot of bad luck. Early in the season was squaring him up left and right, just could not get one of them to fall. And as it always does in baseball, that trend always turns around some point. And he is enjoying his time at the plate. Carson Green. And McHenry shows bunt for a strike one, a fastball. So as we said a few moments ago, 66 degrees, although it is beautiful outside, hardly a cloud in the sky. And that means it's going to be chilly tonight, a low of 47 and windy. Oof. And we're in June. Says something about that Spearfish weather. As we can see from the booth, the wind beating off of the jersey of Lundmark on the mound. And Garrett behind 2 balls, 1 strike to McHenry. And the 2-1. And that's going to be low as well. Now it is a 3-1 count with nobody out and a runner on first. The Big Sticks are 16-8 on the year. Squatch are 8-17. After their slow start, they are coming around. Not necessarily slowly, but surely. As the Squatch swept the Bison in that 3-game set to start the homestand. Lost last night's game 1. We are ahead tonight in game 2. And we'd love to see a rubber match tomorrow. So a full count now to McHenry. And Green, as he is a bit off the base paths, and smartly slides back. He is trying to bust a move out there over at first base. And Lundmark looked back quickly, so now they pay off pitch. As McHenry grounds that one over, and Calvillo is not going to be able to come up with it. That's going to get past him over at first base. And now that's going to allow Green to make it to third. So now, make that error number 2 for the Big Sticks on the night. Calvillo is going ahead and focused on trying to make the throw over to second to probably potentially make a double play, if that was in the cards. Looked up too early. Ball got right under his glove. So runners first and third, and nobody out, as Cam Hoyland was showing bunt on that. The ball gets past him, and McHenry able to take second. So now the double play, at least the traditional double play, out of order. One ball, no strike to Cam Hoyland as he is looking to drive a few across. Swing and a miss for strike 1. And now Ethan Babcock-Berry heads out to the mound. About to strategize what to do as the Squatch are knocking on the door again. It is only the 3rd inning. The Squatch have already scored 3 times, all in the 1st. And looking to add on in the 3rd. So a bullpen game is what it seems to be for the Badlands Big Sticks tonight. And the Squatch enjoying it to this point. Hoyland fouls that one off. Now a 1-2 count. Runners on second and third. Would be a great win, a huge win in game two to potentially have a series win in the game 3 tomorrow. But Cam Hoyland has sat down after his second strikeout of the night, heads back to the dugout, and that is going to be out number 1. So now Damon Gaither heads back out. Put the ball in play in the first inning. Runners on second and third, 1 out. Gaither swings down to a knee. So now the 0-1. Taken low. Green on third, McHenry on second. 3 runs on 2 hits for the Squatch to this point. A lot of early offense for Spearfish. We'll see what Damon can do. 1 ball, 1 strike outside. 4 ball 2. So in the division race through the first half of the year, the Big Sticks lead our division with a 16-8 record. And on a 3-game win streak, they are 7-3 in their last 10. Gaither gets a piece of it and fouls it back into the home crowd. And although the Sasquatch do have that 8-17 record, 4th in the division to this point, not many games separate the next 2 teams above them, the Canyon County Spuds and the Casper Horseheads, as the Horseheads are only a half game ahead of the Squatch, and putting together a 3-game win streak could potentially make it very dangerous, knocking on the door of the Spuds, who are in second place, as Gaither is going to be sat down for out number 2. So after runners on second and third, nobody out, Lundmark only an out away from getting out of this unscathed. And the pitch to Gabe Springer, as Gabe is starting to see the ball much better. Not striking out very much, putting the ball in play. It's the name of the game for this Squatch offense. They might not necessarily be hitting home runs every night, but they can hit, and they will put it in play. As that one was in on the hands of Springer. Fouled back for strike 2. So now Lundmark ahead. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And that one was swung on, pulled down the right field line. Springer bringing that power back into his bat. He has played very well against the Big Sticks, as we recall. In the first game of the season in Dickinson, launched one deep into left field for the first Squatch lead of the year. A 2-run blast. And just last night had a 4th inning grand slam that brought the Squatch to within 1 run. Now runners on again. Let's see what Gabe can do. 2 outs, the 0-2 count. And that one is going to be lifted way high out into shallow right field. And Lundmark is going to be able to call it off. So Garrett Lundmark on the mound, Carson Lundmark in right field with the catch for out number 3. So the Squatch were threatening but unable to come up with anything. We head back to the top of the 4th, and Kenji Miller out for another great inning. Is what we hope. So Squatch on top 3-0. So glad you're here with us. A beautiful night for baseball.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
Welcome back, Squatch Nation, to the top of the 4th inning. This game is moving along as I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, on a beautiful Saturday evening here in Spearfish, South Dakota. The Squatch have had enough against these opponents from North Dakota. The Badlands Big Sticks, they are looking to take Game 2 of a 3-game series with confidence as they are quickly ahead 3-0. And Kenji Miller pitching an exceptional game through 3 innings. 36 pitches to start the 4th. As that one was fouled off the bat of Carson Lundmark, the right fielder. His brother's pitching on the mound right now for the Sticks, Garrett. The 1-2 to Carson. Just fouled off. We'll try again. A very important game to take tonight for Spearfish. Last night, the Squatch lost a close one, 7-6. The starting pitcher last night, Jack Hostetler, who had been absolutely dealing through his past 3 starts, struggled a bit on the mound, only going 3 innings in Game 1. He gave up 6 runs, only 4 of those earned. And Kenji Miller with a called strike 3. That is going to be a first out of the 4th. And that's going to sit down Carson Lundmark and Austin Bunn, the designated hitter. Stepping back in. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kenji Miller is enjoying his time on the mound so far. The Sticks have been unable to answer him outside of a 2nd inning bloop single from Alex Thurston. As we said, this is not an easy lineup to get through whatsoever. The Badlands Big Sticks lead our division, and they put the ball in play about as great as anybody else. There's a reason they are 17-8. 16-8, excuse me. And the pitch hits sharply out to center fielder Carson Green. Has to only make about 1 step. Moves forward for out number 2. And that is going to retire Austin Bunn. And now Derek Calvillo, the hard-hitting first baseman. Batting cleanup Calvillo plays at Dickinson State University. And that one's going to be grounded up the middle right off the mound, as that one will be a 2-out single. Similar to what happened in the bottom of the second. And now Cooper Dulick, the beer batter, and the third baseman. He's batting fifth. And Miller looking to get out of it. And a few pitches. 2 outs, 1 on. Unfortunately for us here in Spearfish, we might not be having many successes with the beer batters on the big sticks. A beer batter, if they strike out, everyone in the stadium able to get $1 off their beer. The unfortunate part is that most of the time, these sticks hitters put it in play. But don't tell Kenji Miller that, because he has been striking out quite a few tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Taking 4, called strike 2. So now a strike away from potentially getting out of this inning and giving everyone $1 off their beer. Can he do it? He can, as Carr is going to make the routine over to first for strike 3. And out number 3. So everyone here, go to the concession stand. Get $1 off your beer. Congratulations. You can thank Kenji Miller on the mound, as he is having a fun time so far through 4 innings of scoreless work. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Squatch on top, 3-0.
Summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
Is there like a light that goes on?
So welcome back, Squatch Nation, to the bottom of the 4th inning. Squatch ahead 3-0 after scaring off Eric Kessler, the starting pitcher tonight for the Sticks, in 2/3 of an inning. As Davis Carr, the 9-hole hitter. And another look at the guy who had to come in and relieve Kessler, Garrett Lundmark, the brother of Carson Lundmark, presumably. I'd have to assume, make the assumption there. The 0-1 as Carr is showing bunt. So as the Squatch are ahead 3-0. Very excited to say that, but earlier in the game I decided to switch things up a little. I've received a little feedback from a few of our listeners saying that they really enjoyed having the player interviews, especially the superstition behind it, that when we have players in the booth, we tend to go on large scoring runs, and we have evidence to back it up. So I wanted to test that superstition. I did not have someone in the booth with me last night, and unfortunately we came out with a 7-6 loss to put in the book, so that is my fault, folks. I apologize. And even though we are ahead 3-0, you can never be too safe in Independence League baseball. So I decided to bring out somebody, as Carr puts that one into play down to third base. And that one is going to be fired for out number 1. So nonetheless, I have brought out Wyatt Adams, the man of the hour for the Sasquatch out of the bullpen, came last night to relieve Jack Hostetler on the mound and pitched 3 1/3 of 1-run ball. So very glad to have you in the booth tonight, Wyatt. How you doing?
Doing great, Win. How are you?
I can't complain. So nice to have you in the booth.
It's great to be here, man.
How's the dugout right now? Ahead 3-0 early.
Dugout's live right now. You know, everybody's locked in the game. That early run lead really gets us going, starting the game. Sometimes we start out flat, but when we get those runs going early, no complaints from the dugout. So everybody's locked in right now.
Well, I know that I had to bring you on and explain to the crowd why you're here. Just wanted to make the quick, subtle question. How does it feel to know that you're just being used in the booth for a potential scoring surge for the Squatch?
Well, I'm happy to help the team in any way I can. As long as
That's
we get
the
a win on
attitude.
the board.
That's exactly.
I'll do whatever it takes, even if it means coming in here and standing with you for an hour.
Oh, that's so sweet of you, Wyatt. Always the gentleman. As Gage Crott is in the box and quickly behind 0-2 against Lundmark. Carr was the first out of the inning, and Gage puts it in play, and that one is going to get past the shortstop. As Gage is going to reach, Alex Thurston could not come up with it on the charge. And now Gage on first, and Ryan Bachman looking to put it in play. Wyatt, I know you're a pitcher, but tell us a few things about how this offense is just finding ways to get on base either way, bringing runs across, even if it's unconventional. Hitting it hard will do enough.
Well, this far, kind of taking advantage of the lack of energy that the middle infield for the Big Sticks has brought today. They got 3 errors on the board and 1 that was given as a hit, but probably should have been an error earlier when Carson Green got on base. But
right.
We're just putting the ball in play and letting them make mistakes as they do.
A much different attitude, a much different feel for this entire team, offensively, defensively. We're obviously seeing the Squatch bats waking up, but on the mound as well. What have you seen throughout the pitching staff, in the pen, in the starting rotation? How has everyone's mindset just changed as everyone started to pick up the pace?
I think it just took a few games for people to get settled in. Once Jack Hostetler got us started with that first start of his, he went 6, and then since then, everybody else has been lights out. Yesterday was a little bit rough start, but the rest of the staff has picked up too, I think. You know, we haven't really been blown out at all this year, but especially these last few games have been doing a lot better defensively, giving up a lot less runs. I think everybody just clicking together at the same time.
Right. You talk about how Jack was the catalyst, started getting that start for all these other pitchers, being able to go deep into these games, having a great week of baseball. And it kind of speaks to the sentiment about how he did. That one is lined right past the glove. And I don't even know if that one will be scored an error because Ryan Bachman just scorched that one. That was
certainly hard hit off the glove, though.
A hard hit, one grounder off the glove. And Alex Thurston is ready for the 5th inning to start. I can highly imagine. So now that is going to have runners on first and second, 1 out, and Drew Biggerstaff batting third for a reason, as we've said, the designated hitter. He's been putting it in play at a very convincing rate. So it's been fun. But Hostetler went, 3 innings last night, surrendering 6 runs, 4 of them earned. It kind of speaks to the sentiment about how not everyone, baseball is one of the craziest games. It is the weirdest sport of anything. You never know what you're going to get night in and night out. Jack can't be dealing like he did in the last 4 starts.
That's right. We can't expect him to go 8, 1 earned every day. But that's when the rest of the pen steps up and takes the weight off his shoulders and gives the team a chance to win nonetheless. So if we can all work together as a staff, then things will go well no matter how the starter does.
So Biggerstaff up as Lundmark is ahead 0-1, but now has runners on first and second base. And that one is going to get past, and that is going to bring around Gage Crott for a 4-0 lead. So Biggerstaff, designated hitting for a reason, puts it into play down the left side of the infield. That one gets past Thurston, can't get to it in time. Crott scores. Bachman to second base. And a single for Drew Biggerstaff, a 4-run lead. And Carson Green stepping in. I'm telling you, we are testing the superstition and we are proving it right. Thank you, Wyatt. Everyone say thanks, Wyatt.
I'm not taking any credit for this. Just looks like all the bats are living low right now. A lot of ground balls, a lot of line drive. That's a really good sign. Not a lot of pop-up outs so far, so if we can stay there through the whole game, we should be good offensively.
Carson Green up now with runners still on first and second.
There's that outside fastball again. Looks like this pitcher is living there with the outside fastball, and then once he gets ahead with that, he'll try and break an off speed out of the zone, starting in the same spot and get the batter to chase. It's been working early, a lot of strikeouts I think, but if we jump on those fastballs early, he doesn't really get a chance to establish the off speed. There's an inside move to second base. Bachman's all over that one.
Yeah, they've been reading it very well. They've been making sure to get back to the base and being very aggressive on the base paths as we have been so far this entire year.
Yeah, that was a change that was made, I think, since Coach Lottie's been at third base. There's a high fastball for another ball.
Lottie's all about aggression, right?
Totally,
Always
yeah.
going.
When Coach Gardner was a third base coach, there were a few points in a couple of the early games when players felt that they should have been sent around third, or more aggressive decisions should have been made, and those decisions are being made now with Coach Lottie. Even when maybe they're overly aggressive, I think everybody likes taking advantage of mistakes that the other team will make there and putting the pressure on them to make the play instead of taking the pressure off.
As Green shows Bunnan is going to test his speed,
That's
races over to
ball.
first, and one mark slips down the line, and that is going to be bases loaded now after a beautiful play from Carson Green, the center fielder. We've seen him make those speedy plays in center, and now uses that speed again, racing up first base, and is going to leave it up to Johnny McHenry. I was wondering, what Coach Tanner Hill was trying to work around with Johnny McHenry batting fifth tonight, but I guess for opportunities just like this, bases loaded, you'd love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, anytime somebody gets later in the order, give them a chance to get more RBIs, and a guy like Johnny doesn't strike out much, puts the ball in play a lot. So, especially tonight, hopefully that works out as we're seeing a lot of errors from the Big Sticks defense.
3 of them to this point.
Yeah.
2 hits for the Sticks, no runs to show for it. Meanwhile, 5 hits and 4 runs for the Squatch, and we are only in the bottom of the 4th.
Going back to that bunt by Carson Green, that was just phenomenal baseball. Curveball in, that's so hard to do. Just drops right down the third base line and stays in the grass. Even if the pitcher stayed on his feet there, he's not making a play.
As there's going to be a mound visit, we are going to be talking it over. As there is a situation on the mound with Lundmark. They're going to keep him in, and
no movement in the pen. So.
No movement in the pen. I'm sure you saw that on the way up, as they had to get working early. Squatch took 3 runs off of Eric Kessler, the starting pitcher. He only went 2/3 of an inning, and from then it has been Lundmark's game. But with the exception of the second inning, a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Lundmark, the Squatch have been knocking on the door, threatening every time, and scoring a run now in the bottom of the 4th, and a lot more where that came from. Bases loaded with Johnny McHenry.
And these are the situations that win games right here. If we take advantage of these runs, it's a huge difference than if we leave them on base. So hopefully Johnny can put some in the outfield here, on the air or in the ground. We'll score something.
And a 4-0 lead.
Speed on third base and Bachman.
A 4-0 lead is nice, but you want to add on as much as you possibly can. As
there it is, driven to left center field.
All
That's
you
down.
gotta
We're
do.
going to score 2 here. Lottie sending Biggerstaff around. He's in standing.
Wow. That was
base hit by Bachman, scores 2. Beautiful baseball right there.
Way to get after it, Wyatt. Now you should just come in and color commentate every game with me. That one was lined out into left center, a deep shot from Johnny McHenry. And that's why he's batting 5th, I guess. Coach Tanner Hill knows a lot better than I do.
Yes, sir. Take advantage of those base runners, get him some RBIs.
And let's get Cam Hoyland's night going.
Yeah, the singles mean something when they're in the leadoff spot, but they mean a lot more when you got 2 guys on base in front of you.
Runners on first and
do
second.
some damage.
A 6-0 lead now. The Squatch, only 1 out. Can even add to this lead. Just break the door wide open. And that one's going to get away from Babcock Berry. A smart base running. Green heads over to third. Johnny to second. Always heads up.
More looks at aggressive base running there. Dirt ball reads are great. Gage Crop made an amazing read earlier in the game, stealing third from second. Anytime you see the ball going down to the ground as a runner, you can start going and bet that the catcher's probably not going to make a play on it. So.
Right. So Hoyland now ahead. 1 ball, no strikes. And that one is going to be upstairs. Wyatt kind of emphasized how big of a deal this is to take Game 2 against a team like the Big Sticks. We've been kind of pushed around by them throughout those first 6 games. Took Game 6 of 6 to start the year. Lost a heartbreaker last night, coming back and having a 6-run lead only in the bottom of the 4th. What does this mean for this team?
Well, I think watching this game, watching last night's game compared to how we played them at the beginning of the year, I don't think it's a stretch to say that we're playing like a different ball team now. I mean, we talked about pitching earlier. Now the hitting's on full display tonight. I'm sure the Big Sticks were surprised by what they saw last night and what they're seeing right now. So,
and you add on,
picked it up all around.
You're adding on all the addition of the new players who have made their way either after the Idaho series or really in the past week. Adding on 7 new players, 5 of them pitchers, bolstering that bullpen, and a few position players here and there. And the guys who we've had all season who might have struggled on the offensive end to start the year, they are finding their groove. There aren't many holes in this Sasquatch lineup, night in and night out.
The addition of the pitchers was huge. It just takes so much pressure off of anybody that feels like they might have to throw multiple times in a week, or anybody in the position that might be having stress on their arm or for whatever reason. There's ball 4 to Hoyland. Bases loaded here, 1 out still. Yeah, the pitching staff additions were huge, and all those guys have been just joining right in with the groove that we talked about earlier that Hosteller started. And then to speak offensively and with the position players, it's a lot easier to do well when the rest of the team's doing well too. So once a few guys get that groove going, everybody else picks it up too.
And new players with an offensive groove. Here's one of them at the bat right now. Damon Gaither with bases loaded. He's a very dangerous bat. Wyatt, if you're on the mound right now, what do you see as a Big Sticks pitcher pitching against a guy like Damon Gaither, 6'6", stepping in?
Well, definitely got to keep it low. Don't want to leave anything belt high. You know, we haven't seen him really connect with the ball in game yet, but I'm sure if he does, it's going to go a long way. So, you know, yeah, he's definitely living low. Dropped that off speed in for strike 1. Low and away fastball there for foul ball for strike 2. So, nothing up here to Damon.
Folks, we have such great analysis tonight from Wyatt Adams, going all out already. So, just be excited as we had a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st, but ever since this 4th, when Wyatt joined us in the booth, 3 runs have scored, bases loaded, 1 out still. A lot more runs potentially to go, but not just yet, as Damon Gaither is going to strike out on a called strike 3, and Gabe Springer with bases loaded again, but now this is the 2nd out of the 4th, so Lundmark has to make it through. Gabe Springer, who hit a grand slam, batting 9th last night. I mean, what about that? He's batting 8th tonight, and the bases loaded opportunities.
Yes, he does. Another guy who play a lot. Again, hopefully he can just get a little barrel here.
And that one is going to be right off the
back
foot.
At the pitcher.
And Lundmark's indecision is going to have a wild pitch that is going to easily score McHenry. Oh, goodness. So that is now going to be an 8-0 lead as Lundmark, that one was off right on the ground, right on the mound, off of the foot of Lundmark. He looked to home for a second, saw the run crossing, had to throw to first, and decided that he didn't have many seconds left. And as Springer was racing over to first, it was a rushed throw, an errant throw at that, right past Calvillo into foul territory. So Springer's able to take 2 on that. And now an 8-0 lead for the Squatch with Davis Carr stepping in.
Yeah, a couple points there. He was obviously rushed. You know, as a hitting coach, as a former hitter, I guess you always hear from the hitting coaches that you put the ball in play and good things happen.
As a former hitter?
Former hitter. Way back in the day, way back in the day.
What are we speaking way back in the day? How long is this? Is this like
years ago?
Middle school,
high school
Wyatt?
days. Don't worry.
Okay.
No, but Gabe Springer,
JV days,
just some weak contact there, but pitcher, not really, you know, apparently not aware of the situation. He fields the ball, kind of looks around, you know, 2 outs there, you got to be going to first. Stands right up. That's another, you know, pitching coaches working on PFPs. Always here to stay on your legs when you pick the ball up. Definitely didn't do that there, and rushed on the throw because he didn't know where he had to go right away, and just yanks it up the line. Gives us a couple free runs there.
So now runners on 2nd and 3rd, both in scoring position for Davis Carr, the 9-spot hitter tonight, and catching behind the plate for the Squatch. The Big Sticks have had plenty of issues so far through 4 innings, as this is the second pitcher of the night. And the Squatch have been all over the place, being able to square up these pitches left and right. And now there is movement in the bullpen. And that is going to be the end of the inning as Carr strikes out, but not before the Squatch add on 5 to have an 8-0 lead, all thanks to this hot Sasquatch lineup. And if we're talking about superstition, Wyatt Adams joining us in the booth for this 5-run fourth. And Wyatt, I hope that you don't plan on going anywhere soon. I know you pitched yesterday, but we enjoy having you in the booth, and I have a lot to ask you about.
Okay, I'm having too much fun up here to leave now, Win.
Oh, perfect. That's beautiful. So we head to the top of the 5th inning. Kenji Miller back on out well with to protect an 8-run lead. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is shaping up to be a fun one. We'll be right back with you.
Get set, go!
And we are back here now in the top of the 5th inning, as that is going to be a grounder that is going to be hit hard and past McHenry over at shortstop. So, 1 pitch and a single for the leadoff hitter tonight for the Big Sticks. And that was Alex Thurston, who has now had 2 singles on the night. He's trying to make up for a 2-error inning in the bottom of the 4th, as 2 of those balls got past him. Actually, we might say that was only 1 error, because Ryan Bachman's ball was blasted past him, a lined 1 hopper. And that one is going to be out towards right center field for Carson Green, and a quick out number 1. As I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, joined back here in the booth with Wyatt Adams, as we are enjoying a beautiful view this Saturday night with the Squatch owning an 8-0 lead. And Kenji Miller on the mound. Wyatt, you being a relief pitcher out of the bullpen, having a great start yourself last night. We'll get to that in just a second. Elaborate on what Kenji's doing so far against a very dangerous Big Sticks lineup.
So, Kenji's not typical pitcher we see in this league. He's a little more low velo guy, so he's not trying to beat anybody by just blowing it right by the bat. He lives low. He's a really good location guy. He can pretty much hit a spot whenever he wants to. And the real out pitch that he has is changeup. So most of the strikeouts he's had tonight have been on changeups in the dirt that nowhere near the strike zone, but they break so much and they look like his fastball, so hitters just bite on it. There's a slider from him. Haven't seen that much yet tonight, but he'll probably start working that in as he sees people for the 2nd and 3rd time here in the order.
His off speed is filthy.
Yeah, and that just goes back to the, he doesn't work a lot with the velo, so he's got to make up for it with off speed and with movement on the fastball and placement on all of his pitches. So just a great example there as he drops in the off speed breaking ball for strike 1 there.
And the Sticks lineup, they deal well with velocity. They're not too shaken by that, but Kenji Miller has had them going back and forth so far, as that one is fouled down the line into right field, right down the first base line, and Damon Gaither adjusts his body to make the play over his head for out number 2 in foul ground, as we are moving right along.
And the going back to the velocity issue, when Kenji's so dominant with the off-speed pitches, then that becomes the primary concern of the batters. So even with the limited velocity he's working with, there's another curveball for strike one. Even with the limited velocity he's working with, he can still catch batters off guard as they're sitting on changeup or sitting on curveball, not thinking they have to worry about the speed of the fastball.
That's some good analysis right there, Wyatt, as Quade Peters now up to bat. And he is going
another
to
curveball there, ground ball to third. Gabe
decides
straight
to go
to Bachman
with the potential easier throw instead of throwing across the diamond. So Wyatt, I'm sorry, I promised last in the bottom of the fourth that we were going to talk a lot about you, but Kenji Miller's is dealing right now. We don't have much time in between innings. So we are going to go to the fifth, the bottom of the fifth, where we'll probably have a lot more time to talk based on the Sasquatch offense. Everything about Wyatt Adams. We're happy that he's able to join us tonight on a great night with the Squatch, up by 8. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Sasquatch tonight on this Saturday night.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Hey, it keeps getting better.
So here in the bottom of the fifth inning, Squatch are ahead 8-0. It is first responder night, as plenty of law enforcement deputies around the Spearfish area are showing up and showing out. And they are being given a show so far, as the Squatch have added 3 runs in the bottom of the first and 5 in the fourth. And they don't look to stop anytime soon, as the Big Six have had to go to their bullpen once more. This is a bullpen game after all, and the Squatch have been all over it to this point. Matt Ramstead, the 6'5" freshman from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, goes to Dordt University. He is on the mound as the lineup card has rolled over. And Gage Crott, who is leading off tonight for the Squatch in his first look. So 6 hits, 8 runs for the Squatch. And if you look right above on the scoreboard, as that one is going to get past the third baseman and line directly into left field. Gage Crott as a leadoff single. You will see that the Big Sticks have 4 errors on the board. And those 4 errors have been very costly, as Sasquatch runs have come off of them. I'm Wayne Andrews, the voice of the Sasquatch, here in the bottom of the fifth with Wyatt Adams. As ever since Adams has joined the booth, the superstition has been confirmed. The Squatch love to go on streaks. Big scoring surges whenever I have someone in the booth. And Wyatt has been adding great analysis so far. Wyatt, very happy you're here with us.
Glad to
And
be here.
we hope, as that one seemed to hit, maybe just cleanly shave Ryan Bachman on the arm.
Just barely.
Off of the elbow, he is going to take his base. So now runners on first and second, nobody out, with an 8-run lead for the Squatch. But Wyatt, as I've told him, anytime he's talking, I want him to be able to call the plays. He is excited about it. He will be the color commentator tonight, as he does not have to worry about any sort of action after going 3 1/3 innings just last night of 1 run, 5 hit ball in relief. So we just talked about Kenji Miller on the mound and how he is dealing for the Squatch, only giving up 3 hits to this point. Wyatt, run me through your performance last night to help pick up Jack Hosteller after his shaky start.
Well, when I came in the game, down 4 runs, I think, 5 runs maybe.
6-1?
6-1, I believe was the score, yeah. Mindset was just to stop the bleeding and keep us in striking distance. One of the philosophies that I've learned from college this past year was that a goal of the relief pitcher should always be to keep the game within 1 swing. So if we got 3 runners on base and we hit a grand slam, that should put us at a tie ball game if we can do that. So down 5, that's a little bit out of the questions, but bigger staff strokes went into left field. Gage Crott, held up by Lottie at third. Probably a good decision.
Lottie's playing it safe over there at third base.
Base is loaded here now, no outs. But anyways, as I was saying, just try to come in the game, limit the damage, do the best that I could to keep any more runs from coming in. Did let that one in, unfortunately. That was costly, but still gave the Squatch a chance to win, which is all I can try to do. So.
And that is exactly what you did. You did your part with a 3 1/3. Tanner Hill, the head coach for the Squatch, definitely knew what he was getting into, wanted you to go the distance because he knew that in games 2 and 3, the bullpen might be needed. So you did your job extending the innings and eating them up for the rest of the Squatch pitchers. Let's see, what I'm trying to think of the word, not a prospect. I'm trying to think of just an average person in the crowd, a spectator's point of view. Finally had to find the word there.
There you go. Found it.
From a spectator's point of view in the crowd, that seemed to be your most confident appearance of the season. But from your point of view, what are you thinking?
I might have to agree with you. I went through a rough patch there with my outings, getting hit around a lot. I think the biggest difference that I made was just being confident on the mound, trusting my stuff, and trying to throw every pitch as hard as I could, and trusting it was going to do what I wanted to. So that's what it took, and I think that's why I'm finding a little bit of success right now. It's just that when I throw the pitch, I have no doubt that it's going to go where I want to go, and I'm going to beat the guy at the plate. So even if that's not the outcome, that's the mindset.
Confidence is obviously a huge portion of success on the mound, but in terms of mechanics, was there anything you did differently last night?
These past few outings, I've been trying to improve my tempo a little bit. I feel like sometimes I tend to rush through my windup, and that's very hard to repeat every delivery if I'm rushing. So that tends to harm control, and then that's when I start leaving balls over the plate or walking a lot of guys. So slow down tempo, allow the arm to get where I need it to get on time. And then once I get to that point, just unload everything I've got into that pitch.
As now Johnny McHenry steps in. This is a very productive inning for the Squatch once more. What is new tonight? As these Spearfish hitters have not gone easy against the big six.
Yeah, that's a ball one there. That's just yet another breaking ball up there. Looks like Ramstead is
Matt Ramstead.
Ramstead, there we go. Looks like he's having trouble bringing that off-speed pitch down. So there's another fastball. He's probably going to have to rely a lot on fastball here. So if we get on that, Squatch hitters get on that, we can start driving some runs in. He's either going to have to make an adjustment with that curveball, which might lead to some spike pitches here soon enough, or he's going to start hanging them over the plate, and then we might see some fireworks with the bats. Some long balls here. So we've got Cam Hoyland on deck here, shown juice in past games.
And bases loaded right now.
Not that Johnny McHenry can't do it too.
No, exactly. So Wyatt, after pitching last night, we were just talking more about his performance with bases loaded. We're just going to keep talking so we can extend this inning, because the more we talk about last night, the better the Squatch bats are doing tonight. As now is 2-1. Taken inside for ball 3, McHenry. A ball away from walking a run in.
2 balls away.
Oh, thank you for the
Looks like
correction.
we
I
got 2-2
thought
there.
it was a full count. The scoreboard was playing tricks on me.
Good, we got a little blind spot right here on the scoreboard. We'll give you a break, Win.
Thank you so much. Everyone back home's probably wondering what I'm thinking sometimes when I say things.
And that was a 2-2 fastball there. Not something that I would do as a pitcher with the bases loaded, with a bat as dangerous as McHenry up, but the only strikes we got in this at-bat are off fastballs, and like we talked about earlier, he's missing the curveball. The changeup he missed low and in against McHenry earlier, so maybe another heater here.
So now a full count as McHenry swings out of his shoes. Well, he wanted all of that one, you best believe.
That was just a great spotted pitch, just broke him inside and couldn't catch up to it.
Now, I failed to mention a few moments ago while you were talking about your performance, as you know, as we said, your analysis just drives runs across. That's exactly what happened, as a walk scored Gage Crott. So now it is a 9-run game, 9-0, by far the most convincing win so far for the year for the Sasquatch against a very good team.
Convincing lead. Let's not say win yet there.
Excuse me, yeah, not a win. I'm not speaking anything.
Not yet, almost there.
It is just a lead. I tend to get ahead of myself. Welcome to the booth. You get to see what I do night in, night out. So 1 out after the strikeout of McHenry. Bases still loaded for Cam Hoyland.
Got that curveball over for strike 1 for the first time, so maybe he starts going back to that here. Especially against Hoyland, who struck out on a curveball last at bat. Maybe the coaching staff noticed that, and they're going back to curveball against him.
So talking about Kenji Miller's confidence on the mound, you talked about how that was a huge point behind your great start last night. Coming into this situation, very hostile, runners on first and second, only 1 out. You retired the side with a double play. Now, obviously that was the first inning you had to come in to back up Jack, but how did that affect your performance going forth for the next 2 innings?
Well, to come in and get out of a situation like that, there's a foul ball down the right line by Hoyland. Come into the situation like that and be able to get out of that, when you start the next inning, it just feels like there's no pressure on you. Just compared to the first and second no outs, you know, a run should score there if you're an offensive player. You know, coaching staff will be disappointed if you don't get one across. So once I got out of that with no runs, you know, the rest of the ball driven to right by Hoyland. Over the head of the right fielder. Hoyland's going to get to third here if he can. Lottie waving around Biggerstaff, waving around Carson Green. Hoyland holds up at second. Play at the plate. Throws out Carson Green. But the Squatch get 2 on a double, RBI double by Cam Hoyland.
Attaboy, that's what we're talking about.
And that's that hanging curveball that we talked about earlier. Just left it up. Hoyland was on it this time. Right fielder was playing way in for some reason. But it was still pieced as Cam Hoyland just drove that one to the wall over the right fielder's head.
The Sticks have had a few of those, especially in game 1, 2, playing way in left field and right field. And that proves costly as that one's going to get over the head of the right fielder. Can't come up with it. And Cam Hoyland joining in on the fun, an RBI double, as you said, Wyatt. And this game has broken wide open. The floodgates have opened long ago, and now we're just adding on to it.
Oh, yeah. And positioning the outfielders as such in, it's kind of paid off for them in the past as they've stolen some hits from us on line drives that probably would have dropped in otherwise. But then once you get burned back like that, pay the price. Pass ball there. Gets through the legs of the catcher. Hoyland takes third easily.
And Damon Gaither, one of the only Squatch still looking for their first hit of the night. Especially in an 11-0 lead now for the Squatch in game 2. 9 hits and 2 outs with a runner on third. So Matt Ramstead brought into a game, had a clean inning, or was given a clean inning with being able to start the bottom of the 5th, but has since run into trouble. 3 runs have scored in the bottom of the 5th now for the Squatch, and we're not even done yet.
Oh, tough call there. Damon with the check swing. Field ump thought he went, so there's strike 1. Ramstead looks a little flustered here. Was showing some clear emotion there after the hit by Hoyland. And then tried to immediately go back to fastball, which has been there for him so far this inning, and then spiked it in the dirt. Even that second pitch that was called a swinging strike was pretty low, and then he just missed ball 2 there, another fastball in the dirt. So maybe he'll go off speed here and hang something, and hopefully Damon can bang it here.
As that one
did go off speed inside. Straight off the glove of the catcher, Hoyland slides into home easily. No play at the plate.
12-0 now in favor of your Spearfish Sasquatch. What a night so far. 382 folks in attendance watching the Sasquatch just pour it on. So now 4 runs after the wild pitch gets past the catcher. And Gator's
Another
going
low
to take his
fastball
walk.
for ball 4. Ramstead's having a really hard time trying to find the zone here.
And so obviously,
It's like we're going to the pen.
and even in such like a set bullpen game in game 2, this could be very big for tomorrow's game 3, the Sunday matinee, as a lot of these pitchers might be used from the first 2 games.
Yeah, this is huge for series baseball. Working your way through the pen, trying to use as many arms as possible, trying to make the other team use as many arms as possible. That just puts so much pressure on the starters, and then with the few relievers you have left, so much is expected of them, and got to be more lenient. Guys get into more trouble. So huge advantage for the Squatch here, especially going into tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Secure this.
So that is going to be the end of the line for Matt Ramstead. Came into the bottom of the 5th, surrendered 4 runs. So he was shaken up quite a bit. The Sasquatch hitters have been relentless. Big Six have not been able to catch a break yet tonight, and this is going to be the substitution. Shane Sinclair taking the mound from Glasgow, Montana. So Wyatt, obviously, as Matt Ramstead heads back, just speaking from a pitcher's point of view, getting roughhoused, getting shaken up in an appearance like that. Now a 12-0 lead for the Squatch. How do you come back and just be able to fight back the mentality saying it's a brand new day? Where do you go from there?
Well, everybody on the field right now has been through ups and downs in their career, so I'm sure Ramstead's been here before. If you're a pitcher at this point, you've been roughed up before. You know, you learn at some point that no matter what happens one day, you know, the next day you got another chance to keep working and make sure that doesn't happen again the next time. So if I'm Ramstead, I'm just staying the course with my training, staying the course with the pitcher that I am, not making many changes, if any at all, and being confident the next time I come out that I can still be dominant.
So the Squatch still threatening in the bottom of the 5th, as Ramstead was unable to get through the 5th. And while Sinclair is warming up and Gabe Springer is taking a few practice hacks, we're going to start talking about you finally, Wyatt. We talked about your performance, but let's start getting into the nitty-gritty of everything. So you said, obviously, we saw last night, game 1, you following Jack Hostetler after his shaky performance, being able to pitch 3 1/3 innings, a very effective relief, only giving up 1 run during that time. It's a funny thing, it was the 1-2 punch last night because you and Jack are teammates at Whitman College.
Yes, we are.
Now, Whitman's located in Walla Walla, Washington, for anyone who did not know. How did y'all come about together on deciding to join the Sasquatch this summer? What was the decision process in that? I love hearing it from other people, from other players in the booth for why they decided to join.
So Whitman College is located in Walla Walla, Washington, and the former coach of the Sasquatch is also the coach of Walla Walla Community College. And he, of course, is very close with our coach at Whitman, just being so close in proximity. They know each other very well, so our coach just asked us both if we'd be interested in playing here in South Dakota, and I think it was pretty much a no-brainer for both of us. This is just a great opportunity. It's hard to pass up, especially in a place like this that, me being from Seattle, I might never visit a place like this again or get to spend an extended time here. So just a great opportunity, and I think we're both really happy to be here.
And that is the absolute best mindset to have in this situation. It is a great opportunity for you to go ahead and get some reps in during the summer months as the Squatch are getting ready with their 12-0 lead. But as you said, from Walla Walla, Washington, tell me about your time at Whitman so far. How has that been, as Whitman is located in Washington?
It's been great. It's been everything that I could have hoped for. The environment there is phenomenal. Our coaches, Coach Brian Kitamura and Connor Lawhead and Colby Waterlow now, they do everything they can to make sure we're comfortable where we are, and we're getting the most out of our experience as collegiate athletes. Support us with everything. Gabe Springer strokes one down the right field line. That's going to drop fair. Damon rounding second, rounding third. He's going to get sent by Lottie.
He'll easily reach
Gabe
home.
holding up at second. Damon standing up at home. No play at the plate. Beautiful piece by Gabe Springer as he just stays so hot with the bat right now.
An RBI double for Springer, and we were just mentioning after the grand slam last night, even outside of that, the balls that he's able to foul off, he is seeing the ball well. The power is coming back into his bat.
Totally.
He is a Stanford commit in every bit of it.
Yeah, we're just starting to see why here. Doing well early in the season, but he's really getting hot now. Anyways, as I was saying, coaching staff does everything they can to make us feel like we're welcome and we're at home, and I think that starts with the environment of the team. We keep a pretty small roster relatively compared to the other teams in our conference, and that really creates a family environment. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's friends with each other. We spend almost all of our time with each other outside of baseball, and adding that onto baseball, we're with each other pretty much all the time. So just a great environment to play baseball in. It's a great school, getting a chance to study what I want to study. Yeah, it's been a very rewarding experience this far, and I'm really looking forward to next year.
You love to hear that, as a pass ball a few moments ago got past Babcock Berry, and Springer takes third base. 2 outs, and Wyatt, what is the score now?
13-0 win.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yes, it does.
This has been going on for a while. An onslaught of offense from your Spearfish Sasquatch. 3 in the first, 5 in the fourth, and now 5 in the fifth. Wow. And the big sticks so far tonight just have no answer. They are all over the place. They are flustered, and you can tell. 4 errors, but outside of that, the Squatch have just been squaring them up. As Carr, the 9-hitter, is going to foul that one in to foul territory, and Calvillo calls it off a few feet from the first base bag, and that is going to finally retire the inning for the Big Sticks. But the Squatch drop 5 runs in the fifth and now hold a 13-0 lead behind 10 hits. It feels good, doesn't it, Wyatt?
Yes, it does. It's a great day to be a Squatch win.
Great day to be a Squatch. So we head to the top of the 6th with a 13-run lead on this Saturday afternoon. Saturday night's all right for some Squatch baseball. We'll be right back as Kenji Miller now just has to protect that 13-run lead. We think he's fully capable of doing so. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere.
All Balanced Bookkeeping, located right here in Spearfish, is your go-to place for all of your bookkeeping needs. Serving Spearfish for over 2 years, we have over 30 years of bookkeeping experience and can take care of any office tasks, large or small. Contact us now to get in touch with one of our many experienced bookkeepers.
So welcome back here to Black Hills Energy Stadium. The crowd is having fun, and so are the Spearfish Sasquatch baseball players. As I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, greeting you back for another inning as the Squatch hold a 13-0 lead. This game has definitely slowed down the pace, but all for the right reasons. I'm here with Wyatt Adams, the man who came to pitch for relief of Jack Hostetler in game 1 last night. 3 1/3 of 1-run ball, as he is going to be resting for the next couple of days. And we have Hunter Pauley waving at us down in the dugout. You best believe that he wants to be back on the stream very soon. We had Hunter in the booth not too long ago, a few games back, and we had him for about 5 innings. We had a great time being able to pick his brain, be able to hear everything that he has to say. But I will have to say now, Wyatt Adams' appearance, he might have to come back for every inning for the rest of the year, because ever since he's been here,
I can't do that, Win. I got to throw the ball still.
I think they'll understand. It'll be okay. They'll be like, Coach Tanner Hill, I'll try to speak it over with them and say, hey, in the 2 innings that Wyatt's been in the booth, we scored 10 runs, and we're only in the top of the 6th. So maybe he'll go for it. What do you think?
Maybe he will. Now we got so many arms. Maybe he'll agree to that.
We do have a stacked roster. It is becoming a lot more entertaining. I was telling them last night in game 1 how it just appeared that in the first 2 weeks of the season, as players were still playing for their respective colleges, universities, that seemed that the players for the Squatch, they knew exactly where they'd be playing every night, because we didn't do a lot of adjustments. There weren't many players available out of the dugout. And now it's a whole different story. There are too many players to choose from, it seems.
Just a lot of depth everywhere, which is a great thing.
It is showing all the way through now with a 13-run lead against a very, very good Badlands Big Sticks team. But the Squatch have flexed their muscles tonight as Kenji Miller now in a full count. And we will see how he fares. The pitch. And that one is going to be swung on and lifted foul into the crowd as the kids are all racing for the foul ball. The kids in the crowd are able to go capture. If they go get a foul ball, they can get a Squatch buck, which is used as a currency. You can go and get discounts on food, concessions, merchandise, whatever you want. So the kids in the crowd every night are always on the hunt, as that is going to be a called strike 3.
Kenji Miller just paints that changeup on the outside. The batter there was barely hanging on at the foul balls. You knew if Kenji kept in the zone, something good was going to happen there. He just drops the changeup low and away right in that spot. Great pitch. Start the inning off with a backwards K. Good job, Kenji.
Get Kenji a brush. He is painting through 5 1/3 innings. I tried to speak to Kenji earlier in the game, and I was asking him sort of the keys, and he was just like, throw, and throw what I can and just attack hitters directly. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a great mindset to have up there. Don't think too much, just throw the baseball.
As a pitcher, he said that's exactly what he said. He did not want to think. So that's all we have for you, and it seems to be working because Kenji Miller is still firing away.
1-1 now. He just missed that fastball inside call. Great pitch still, though.
It is now 8:30. Only 5 minutes away from being 2 hours into this game, and we are in the top of the 6th. For the first few innings, outside of the 3 runs in the first, when we were in the bottom of the 3rd, I was thinking this game was going to go by pretty quickly. And then the Squatch decided to just casually drop 5 runs in the 4th and 5th, and look where we are now.
Great 1-2 there by Kenji. Change up low in the dirt. Batter doesn't bite, unfortunately, but definitely want to leave that out of the zone there when you're ahead in the count.
As it is starting to get a bit cooler now, as that one is going to be lifted directly into left center as Green races back a few steps back, tracking close to the track for out number 2.
Carson Green is a great outfielder to have behind you when you're pitching. Not much gets by him. So fast with his legs. I was talking to him about his mindset out there earlier, actually. I know we talked about positioning outfielders earlier in the game, but Carson prefers to start a little bit in more than traditional. because he doesn't believe that any ball hit over his head, he won't be able to run back and catch, and he'd rather have that advantage to be able to come in on line drives that he might not otherwise be able to get if he were back. As there's a single driven into right field by the Sticks batter there. Just left a little bit up there by Kenji Miller. Another good pitch, but drove the barrel to that one for base hit.
So 2 outs now for Kenji in the top of the 6th. He's only given up 4 hits to this point, and that single being one of them, as Derek Calvillo steps in, and that was going to be lined down left field, as Gage Crott is going to try to cut that one off, and he does. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs after back-to-back singles, as head coach Cam Johnson has gone ahead and started to substitute and replace some of the starters tonight in a 13-run lead for the Squatch. So we are seeing plenty of different numbers now. That was Derek Calvillo batting cleanup. He will be staying in the game at first. And now the batter who is replacing Cooper Dulick, batting 5th.
Kenji drops in another 0-0 curveball for strike 1.
This appears to be Steve Marhefke, number 19, and his brother Sam Marhefke is number 20. So 19 and 20. There's a bunch of siblings on this Big Sticks team. I was talking earlier about how Garrett Lummark was on the mound. Carson Lummark was fielded in right.
Now, being a pinch hitter here, Kenji doesn't have to deal with this guy having seen him multiple times, so he can attack him with whatever he wants here as if it's the beginning of the game and it's the first time through the order. Another great advantage for Kenji. And despite the 2 hits he just gave up, those were really early count hits, so as long as he gets out of it here, there's really no damage done to the pitch count. He can keep working through the game.
We'll see what he can do. Ahead 1-2 with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Kenji against Marhefke, the pitch. And that one is going to be a shallow bloop, but deep enough for Cam Hoyland in right to be able to take care of. So, back-to-back singles, but nothing crosses for the Big Sticks as Kenji Miller through 6 innings of exceptional work to this point. And everything just seems to be going in the favor of the Squatch. And we're having a good time in the booth, aren't we, Wyatt?
Yes, we are, Win.
So, as we head to the bottom of the 6th, we hope you are still hanging in there with us. We have a lot more to talk about with Wyatt and about Wyatt's journey from Washington all the way to South Dakota. I am Win Andrews, voice of the Squatch. You are watching Sasquatch Baseball on YouTube.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
And now the top of the order has come back around for the Spearfish Sasquatch, seemingly about the 20th time in this game.
I was trying to do the math in my head. I can't tell if it's the 3rd or the 4th.
So Gage Crott now leading off tonight for the Squatch has had a good night to this point in left field and at the plate, as there hasn't been many opportunities for him to have to field too many, as Kenji Miller has only given up 5 hits, excuse me. Different story of 5 runs. As that one is going to be hit a little bloop into shallow right, as the second baseman calls it off for the first out. We won't be surprised if we start seeing Coach Hill making a few changes to his offense with a 13-run advantage. But this just feels good, sort of purges all those feelings from the first 6 games of the season. where the Big Sticks had their way. And now the Squatch giving them a taste of their own medicine. With 1 out to Ryan Bachman. And Shane Sinclair getting ready for his 10th pitch of the inning. Bachman is 1 for 3 tonight. And that one is going.
He is 2 for 4.
As that one drops in.
A soft line drive into right center field. Right fielder's not going to get there in time. Ryan Bachman standing on first base with 1 out. Great job driving the fastball to right field.
So another hit. The Squatch bats are not cooling down anytime soon. They are seeing it and seeing it well. 2 for 4 now for Ryan, as you said, Wyatt. And folks have done a bad job of introducing Wyatt Adams once more, as he is staying in here as long as he possibly can to see how many more runs we can drive across. This is fun. Saturday night entertainment as the Squatch are putting on a show. And now it is getting much cooler down. As I warned earlier, it was 66 at first pitch, 66 degrees. And sunny, it has now dropped to 60. The low on the day is going to be 48 degrees. And Wyatt is in here on his day off with a North Face jacket bundled up.
I had to break out the North Face for the first time at a game this year. 60, a little bit of a breeze. Sun's gone down. High fly ball. Drew Biggerstaff, shallow right center. Tracked down by the second baseman, 2 outs here.
Right on the
It
edge.
is a little bit chilly tonight when you're still in the polo. I admire it, but
well, you want to hear
surprised,
something funny? I'm not going to
Southern
really.
boy like yourself isn't up here shivering.
A Southern boy like myself, yes. Wyatt likes to know. Wyatt likes to make everyone else know that I am from the state of Georgia, while he is from Washington. Good job, Wyatt. Do you want a gold medal? I don't even know what to tell you. So.
Wynn actually lives in a little town that I've been wanting to visit my entire life, Sandersville, Georgia.
Your entire life.
Ever since I heard about it.
It is a very interesting place. As Carson Green steps back in.
No mercy rule tonight here, folks, despite what some fans may have in their heads.
Saying this is going a long time. We might be here until 1 o'clock in the morning. But Sinclair now with 2 outs and a runner on first and Ryan Bachman and Carson Green up. But as we were just saying, you are from Washington, as you also pitch at Whitman College alongside your teammate Jack Hostetler. How's it been being able to travel with Jack, driving in what it seems to be, what is it, a Kia that he drives?
He drives a Volkswagen Golf.
Close enough. It is a compact car as you drive.
It is compact indeed.
Driving across the country. How many hours?
16 from Seattle to Spearfish.
Oh, that sounds delightful. That sounds like a great time. How was that?
It was a good ride, actually. I learned how to drive stick along the way. That was a fun experience.
Do you wreck at any point in time?
I did not wreck. I stalled
wreck?
it a couple times, but I did not wreck.
Good.
So I picked up a life skill there along the way. We made some stops. Made a stop in Butte, Montana. Made a stop in Missoula to play catch along the way. There's a hard single up the middle from Carson Green. Solid barrel. First and second now with 2 outs. Johnny McHenry at the plate. Made a stop in Missoula, Montana. Met some nice folks there. A woman that actually, we parked our car in front of her house because she lived next to a park. And she saw our baseball gloves and told us about her son who played college baseball and invited us in for water and food if we wanted it. That was very nice. Just a taste of Montana there, I guess.
So you made all the stops along the way, the cross-country trip.
We did.
Stopping everywhere. That's kind of similar to what I did, coming from Georgia, as you know, the southern state that you like to call it.
Yes.
I made my way all through, stopped 8 hours into St. Louis, watched a Cardinals game. I got to watch Albert Pujols pitch the first time in his life on the mound in his last year, most likely with the Cardinals. So sort of a farewell tour. I had all the stops as well, and then made the exciting drive all through Kansas and Iowa, and I guess I eventually ended in South Dakota. So much scenery to be seen.
So much.
Flat plains everywhere.
So much to be seen.
But now you're here in Spearfish, and the scenery definitely changes it up a bit. The mountains and everything, it is a beautiful sight, as that one is going to be grounded. And the first baseman, the feed from Calvillo to Sinclair to retire the side. So we'll have plenty more to talk about as we head to the top of the 7th. The Sasquatch on top of the Big Sticks in game 2, 13-0. Here with the star of the show, Wyatt Adams, tonight. We are having fun so far, and we hope you are too. Don't go anywhere. Squatch her up. And welcome back, Squatch Nation, as we are here in the top of the 7th inning as Kenji Miller back on the mound, and the Squatch offense has kept their foot on the gas pedal so far tonight, up 13-0. And Kenji Miller being very stingy on the mound. I'm here with Wyatt Adams, as Alex Thurston is going to get one past Johnny McHenry over at short, and that is going to be grounded over into left field for a leadoff single.
Just a soft barrel through the 6-hole. Kenji started 0-0 with the curveball, as he has frequently done tonight. Dropped in for a strike and then tried to go back to it, but batter was on it this time. Able to stay with it, barreled it up, sent it into left field.
So 6 hits scattered throughout this game now for Kenji, and you just have to know as he's pitching now into the 7th of 6 innings at least, and that one is going to be chopped and off the glove of Kenji, as there is not going to be able to play. That'll be able to be made as Springer able to corral the ball, but now runners on first and second. And now Ethan Babcock-Berry.
That's a real tough play as a pitcher, especially Kenji finishing off with the glove side and then having to cross his body and try to field that ball, especially with as thick as the grass is here. It kind of just stops in his tracks. So Kenji had to cover a lot of distance to get there, and even if he fielded it cleanly, I don't think he would have had to play it first.
As that one is
Davis Carr with a great block there to keep the runner on second. He's still working really hard back here despite the lack of offense by the Big Sticks. Still working his tail off behind the plate.
You know, you can never emphasize it enough. You know, these games can go hours on end because of the amount of offense that can come. You never know. You know, you put one guy on the mound, and then it can just turn into something completely different. It can always turn into a disaster. There is never a, I guess, limit of effort that you need to be putting into your job during summer ball, because the lead can change at any point in time. I know obviously 13-0 is a bit of an exaggeration. We're looking pretty good so far, but you never want to give the opposing team any ideas.
Yep, foot on the gas at all times, offensively and defensively, because any glimpse of comeback might just start it.
So now runners on first and second with nobody out, but so far tonight, outside of this inning, Kenji Miller has been enjoying his first start at home for the Sasquatch after going 5 innings of 3-run ball against the Canyon County Spuds in his first road start of the year. And then Miller followed the rest of the team back home to Spearfish and has been with us ever since. And we love what we are seeing so far.
He's been a great addition so far, yes. It's after that last ball.
Ooh. And that is going to be a drifter out towards Carson Green, and center
No
field.
tag on second. Runners hold at first and second, so great play by Carson Green to get behind that ball, get ready to make a throw.
And that was Jaden Gibson who hit that pop fly out to Green, and now Quaid Peters stepping back in.
Great show of composure there by Kenji. Gives up 2 hits to start off the inning, but able to come right back, keep attacking the hitters, and make them make a mistake as he just flies that one in the shallow center field. After that second ball that Kenji threw, we got a little movement in the bullpen. Both Drews. Drew Hedke. Oh, line drive to short, or second base. Ryan Bachman flips to short. Oh, 1 out at second. Excuse me, folks. 1 out at second. Game moves fast up here. 1 out at second. Great play made by Bachman. That was hit really hard. Runner safe at first, though. He's one of their faster runners, so that would have been a tough play to make. But
a great job from Ryan, just to be able to glove it down, you know, be able
to block it up, save a run there, get 1 out of the play. And now Kenji Miller's 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Hopefully we can shut down the bullpen here then, as I was talking about.
So runners on the corners, 2 outs.
Now second and third as ball gets in front of Davis.
So we're looking at Jackson Fisher now, who is coming in for his first look tonight against Kenji, as Miller is trying to get through his 7th inning of work scoreless. That'll be a nice touch. Fired inside for ball 2. But that's something that we were talking about, is, you know, the difference between a really good pitcher in Kenji Miller and someone who, you know, might just be average in a lot of ways. You know, Kenji, you say he doesn't have much of that velocity, but he has to work through the off speed and everything else. He has done that tonight. And that one is going to be grounded fair.
Fair ball.
Down the third base line, and that is going to score 2
here.
And a sliding
double down
stop.
the left field line.
So
2-0 there. Hitters ready to attack. Kenji just missed something over the plate there. Took advantage of that mistake. One of the very few he's made tonight. But now we got a 13-2 ball game. So the sticks are on the board, unfortunately.
And still protecting an 11-run lead is Kenji with 2 outs. And what I was trying to say is that Kenji's all about no nonsense. A lot of other guys you see in a lead like this being cute, really trying to fire around the zone, trying to work on their other stuff, and that's okay in some certain situations. But Kenji not wasting any time at all, attacking the zone, and that did allow, obviously, Jaden Fisher to be able to fire that one down the third base line. But still 13-2. Didn't seem to hurt too badly.
Yeah, that's what you want to do when you have such a big lead. That's what the pitching coach will tell you is called pitching with a lead. Just attack the zone, let them swing the bat, let them put the ball in play if they're going to. Let the defense make the plays behind you. Don't work too hard as a pitcher. Trust your stuff, and like you said, don't try to get too cute. Don't try to work too hard for the strikeouts. With such a big lead, you can throw the ball and just let it happen. Let whatever is going to happen happen.
So Wyatt, as you just said, the battery of the Drews in the bullpen for the Squatch. Drew Hedke pitching to Drew Biggerstaff, the catcher. As I'm sure Coach Hill is going to want Kenji to be able to finish this gym that he is pitching to this point. Only 1 more out to go, and now he is ahead 1-2. So we'll see what he can do here. Wyatt, this is your call. Go ahead.
All right. Kenji Miller sets here. Delivery. Ball up and out. Fastball there. I like that pitch call after he broke the curveball in. Try to get the batter to freeze there. Catch him off guard at the lone out spot, but just missed the spot up and out a little bit. No damage though. 1-2 there. If you're going to miss, you want to miss out of the zone, and that's what he did. So it's a good job. Sets here again. Time called by the batter. Somehow he got dirt in his eyes. That's crazy. He's not prepared for Kenji Miller quite yet, hopefully.
So this is our first look tonight at Cade Austinson, who is stepping in. As we said, head coach Cameron Johnson is replacing most of his players, doesn't want anyone to risk any sort of injury before Game 3 and the remainder of this first half of the summer season. Wyatt, back to you.
Delivery. Change up low. Low in the dirt, no bite there from number 12. Another solid miss there. If you're Kenji, throwing the change up. Definitely don't want to leave that up. So you'd rather risk getting a ball there low in the dirt and hoping the batter swings at it than leave it up in the zone. It's the payoff pitch for Kenji. Misses that fastball low and out again. So first and second, no damage done. I think at this point he's just hoping to get out of this inning without any more runs scoring, and it'll be up to Coach Hill, but looks like Headkey's ready to go, and maybe next inning it'll be his turn. But again, one pitch away here. Kenji's almost out of it. Hopefully he can do it.
And Coach Hill had never even thought about getting out of his seat, as he is going to let him finish this inning.
Kenji left a curveball up there, went back to curveball. Maybe these hitters are starting to catch on, but left that up just a little bit. Yanked down the line foul, fortunately. That was caught it off the end, but that was a near barrel there, so kind of got away with one there.
Austin Bunn staying in the game, batting third. The designated hitter just pulled that one way foul down the left field line, as Kenji is now ahead 0-1 to Bunn, a dangerous hitter. And you can tell that Kenji's starting to get a little more tired on the mound.
Yep, a little less precise with the pitches. He's still missing to his areas. He's not, like there was a fastball set up outside from Davis Carr and he missed out. He didn't leave it in, which is good. Definitely want to miss away there. There's a fastball, hits the spot this time. Fastball outside corner, popped up to Bachman, really high, but he makes a solid play there. Caught for out number 3, and Kenji escapes the inning with no more runs.
All right, Wyatt, close us out as we head to the 7th inning stretch. What you got to say?
Well, looks like the kids are ready to run, I guess, man.
Kids are ready to run.
It's great to be on the mound and you hear the chants coming from over there. They love to chant the number of outs left or the number of strikes left. It's always funny. It's a new experience, but it's great. You can hear them from up in the booth. It's got to feel good as a pitcher.
Absolutely. Everyone feels good for the Spearfish Sasquatch tonight. We are in the midst of the stretch. The Squatch have a 13-2 lead. Everything is going right tonight on Saturday, as Nicky Winterstein is out there blasting kids with water guns, because why not on his day off. Headed to the stretch, Squatch on top 13-2.
This is the type of fun that you get to have when you're up 11 runs. You get to run out on the field with the water.
Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
The voice of the Sasquatch. Here we are in the bottom of the 8th. Sasquatch up 13-2. Offensive showing today, 12 hits. Great defense too, only 1 error. That was debatable. I think I would have given that a hit, but Kenji Miller has been absolutely dominant this far. As Cam Hoyland's at the plate right now. 2-0 count. See if he can do some damage.
Yeah, so Kenji just went 7 innings, 2-run ball. Only surrendering 7 hits to the powerhouse offense that is the Big Sticks. Obviously not showing much of that power tonight, but that's a testament to the performance on the mound from Miller.
Just phenomenal up there. Hits all his spots for the most part. Trusts his stuff. Everything moves so much that if you're a batter up there, you just never know where the ball's going to go.
So now the 3-0 in the dirt, and that is going to be a leadoff walk for Cam Hoyland.
That's a 4-pitch walk on 4 fastballs in the dirt there for Hoyland. So if I'm Damon right here, I'm looking for something up, and if anything starts low, it's going to stay there. Got to be real patient here. Don't want to give the pitcher anything that he shouldn't have here. Don't want to, no free ground outs, no free double plays. Make him work for you and get your pitch. So
So Sinclair, as has every other Big Sticks pitcher to this point, has had a bit of a struggle. It's been very strenuous getting through this game. He's gone an inning and a third and now faces no outs and a runner on first. The Squatch have been taking every possibility, every opportunity they can.
This at-bat starts with another low fastball for a ball, so adjustments need to be made on the mound here. It's going to be a real long inning. Another one low and away.
So
guess he missed out that time, so he made a change. But as speaking of making changes, coach signals to the bullpen, and this pitcher's day is done, unfortunately.
After an inning and a third, that is going to be the end of the line for Shane Sinclair. We'll see who they bring out of the pen. So as the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song plays in the background, as Shane Sinclair makes his exit, we're going to see who is coming out of the pen.
When I got to tell you, it's so much better to hear this sound as the opponent pitcher walks out than when you're walking off the mound.
Do you feel like a fool? I mean, what do you?
A little bit.
How do you feel? I mean, there's no. It's savage.
It's
truly.
not a good feeling. Feels good now, though.
As Alex Lowry, our sound intern, not taking any
Not
feet off
pulling
the
any
gas
punches.
pedal either. Yeah, not holding back. So if you were wondering how Wyatt knows all of these things with me in the mound right now, it's because he is a Sasquatch pitcher. We brought him up early in the fourth inning because we just wanted to hear how his night went last night, as well as to beat the superstition that maybe every time we've had a player up here in the booth with us, the Squatch have gone on insane scoring runs, and Wyatt Adams has been proving that right all night, as the Squatch scored 5 in the fourth and then 5 in the fifth while he was here with us. And so we were keeping him here until the very end, or maybe at least until the 8th, as this game is still moving right along. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Wyatt's journey here to Spearfish. How much different is the weather compared to Washington? I've heard a few people, you know, I think every person I've interviewed here in the booth is from the West Coast. They all seem to say the same thing. I want to hear your perspective from Seattle. All right, from Washington.
About the weather.
Just the weather. You know, it's a beautiful night tonight.
It is a beautiful night tonight. That's one of the positives here is that it stays bright so late. Back home, I don't know if the sun would still be visible right now, but it's still a beautiful night tonight. I don't know if it's a negative, but definitely one of the big differences that I've had to adjust to is the heat. You know, back home, I'm not usually breaking a full sweat, just drenched before the game even starts from the warm-up and from throwing. But that's been the case here, as it's been about 85, it feels, every day. I don't know if that's actually how hot it's been, but that's what it feels like when you're out on the field. Really hot temperatures. It's nice, though. It takes a lot less to get loose. Damon strokes one into right center field. Gets past the right fielder. Tries to make a diving play. Hoyland's going to have to hold up at second, trying to make that read. Tough read for him, so, you know, that would have been a great deal if he was at third base, but no problem there. We got first and second, no outs. Right fielder almost made a phenomenal diving play there, but just gets by the glove, and you know, we got 2 on. For Gabe Springer, the man with the extremely hot bat right now.
And he seems to be enjoying the bottom third of the lineup. You know, maybe a little less pressure, as he did bat for the significant portion of the start of the season in the 3 spot and sometimes in cleanup, but ever since batting 7, 8, 9, he has found his groove.
Yeah, one of the benefits of being lower in the order is, you know, sometimes pitchers don't take you seriously. They don't think they have to worry about you, so maybe they'll just serve you up a fastball right over the middle, and you can set it over the left center wall like you did last night.
I think head coach Cam Johnson and the rest of the Big Sticks rotation took Springer pretty seriously when he was batting 9th last night after his grand slam.
Yeah, after the grand slam.
That kind of does it, you know.
Yeah, I would say so.
That'll do something for you.
But still, you know, a double tonight. Keeps getting extra base hits, just taking advantage of mistakes that the pitchers are making, which happen to be more frequent when he's lower in the order.
13 hits on an even 13 runs. So quite the offensive night for.
As there's a fastball. Oh, just missed that one. Fly ball to the center fielder. He's going to track it down. Hoyland tagging at second, going to make it to third easily. But Springer, gosh, that was near home run ball there. just barely missed it. That sounded real good off the bat, but deep fly ball to the center fielder.
The loud crack of the bat is encouraging enough. You know that one, any other part of the park, had a chance, as that one was just shy of the track.
Just shy of the track there. Just got under that just a little bit. You know, with the power of Springer, that even if he misses one, it has a chance to go out. So, like you said, maybe somewhere else in the park that had a chance, but just a fly ball for that one.
So rounding out this order now for the Sasquatch, over and over and over and over again tonight. Davis Carr, as runners are on the corners for first and third, 1 out. So
great opportunity for him to get his first hit and RBI of the night with Cam Hoyland sitting on third base.
Wyatt's from Seattle, Washington, plays at Whitman College, going into his second year with fellow teammate on the Sasquatch and at Whitman, Jack Hostetler. They both made the trip over from Washington together. Wyatt was talking about some of these guys. We were talking about how we've had plenty of people coming back for the Squatch. Johnny McHenry, Ryan Bachman, Nicky Winterstein, all three of those guys who played on the championship team last year for the Squatch. I'm curious to ask you a question about one of your teammates in Whitman. Do you obviously, I mean, you probably do know who he is, but Ben Parker, a notable bat in the Sasquatch lineup during last year's championship run on that same team with Bachman, McHenry, Winterstein. Do you know Ben Parker pretty well?
I do in fact know who Ben Parker is. He was my teammate this last year, and he'll be my teammate again next year. He did just as well for us as he did with the Squatch, maybe even better. I think he hit around 400, 6 bombs. So he's just a total weapon offensively. Great center fielder, really fast, great build, very muscular. A guy that if you're a pitcher and you see him step into the box, maybe hurts the confidence a little bit. Great guy off the field too. Great leader, great friend, great teammate.
As Carr is now in a 2-2 count. Runner still on first and third with only 1 out. As that one is taken low and away. Hoyland on third. Gaither in his 6'6" frame on first base.
So you got a full count here. Hopefully the pitcher here makes a mistake, leaves something over the plate for Davis to smash.
We'll see what he does. A full count payoff pitch. Fouled off, just got a piece
Just barely
of.
nixed that one. Fastball in, that was a good spot. I'm disappointed if I'm the pitcher there because I hit my spot and he still got to it. But that sets up well, if I were the pitcher in this situation, that would set up an off-speed pitch to the outside half of the plate. We'll see if he goes there. Location hasn't been there so far for him tonight, but maybe he trusts his stuff here.
So we're going to try again, 3-2. And
Goes back to fastball, low and out here. That was a real close pitch. Umpire says it's low, and the Big Sticks coach has just been ejected for arguing balls and strikes. Wow, that was a quick call there, Win.
I don't really know what he said in between.
Just one question about the zone, and he's gone. Maybe he's been out of all game, but
maybe some bad blood.
He is out of the park. Oh, he's again. Oh my God.
The double whammy. He did it once, and then he's
Tossed
like, actually.
Twice? What does that mean?
He says, I'm going to
throw
the hand up. Let the Squatch crowd go crazy.
Gosh, the sound system is just playing a violin for him. Feel really bad.
You have to imagine that the sound system
is. It's tough to come all the way here and just be thrown out of the game like that. You know, tough place to be in for the coach.
So now.
And he's gone for the next game, too, as we learned after Tanner Hill got ejected. As a coach, if you get thrown out of the game, you're gone for the next one, too. So Big Sticks will be without the head skipper tomorrow.
So now bases loaded and 1 out for Gage Crud as the lineup starts over. And we are only in the bottom of the 7th inning. We might reach a 4.5-hour game if we keep going at this pace, but that's okay. We like to see it.
He's packed his bags. He's having the last few words with the umpire as he walks sullenly off the field.
Well,
just throwing words back at him as he goes away, being held back by the field ump.
Yeah, the umpire and the coach both jawing back and forth at each other. You have to imagine that that is not the only thing that he said all night.
No, it can't be. And you know, sometimes when you get tossed, you can take that as an opportunity to get your team fired up and get them back in the game. But if you're the Big Sticks coach, you're asking yourself what would be the point of that, as you're already down 13 runs in the 7th inning.
11 runs technically. It is 13
Oh,
to 2.
excuse me, 11 runs.
It's the same precedent.
And he's still jarring at the umpire from the bullpen fence.
As
bag fell off shoulder. Tough night for him as he walks away with his head down.
Great commentary of the ejection, Wyatt.
And he's officially out of the park, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a safe space.
As Gage Crott steps back in.
Gage Crott, 1 out, bases loaded, 2 hits on the night. Am I wrong?
Let's check for you. We'll have to see as our stats are uploading for you.
Ball 1 in. That was nowhere near the zone, so no need to argue from the Big Sticks coaches on that one.
So Crott is 1 for 4. Great job.
Excuse
Great
me,
memory.
1 hit.
I thought you said 1 hit.
I said 2.
Oh, 2.
But 1 hit, that's right.
Maybe he'll have 2 by the end of this.
Maybe.
He has a great opportunity with bases loaded.
Yes, he does.
And Wyatt, you know, I like to ask our other guest speakers in the booth with us during the games, but you know, this is a 13-2 ball game on a Saturday night, and it is getting cold. And that one is going to be
one through the 6 hole. Hoyland's going to score. Damon held up at third base, but Crott with his 2nd hit of the night, RBI single there. Beautiful.
So a run added back, canceled out after the Big Sticks added on 2 in the top of the 7th. The Squatch have put 1 on the board in the bottom. And Ryan Bachman still with bases loaded. Gaither on third base. Had to be held up. Carr on 2nd and Gage on 1st. So there we are. That's the 2. That's what you meant.
That's the 2nd hit. There it is.
2 for 5 for Crott
exactly.
tonight. You were predicting the future. There's some magical things we have in this booth going on. Last night I was able to say it would be nice if we just casually had a grand slam, and that's exactly what Gabe Springer did. So now a 14-2 lead for your Spearfish Sasquatch. What I was trying to say is now it is 14-2, even more so adding to the point. The Squatch faithful don't move a muscle. They stay there. How does that impact the team energy and just really the feeling of knowing that your home crowd has got your back?
It's just great. No matter we're up 10, down 10, the fans that are here are going to stay here and cheer us on until the end. I think it's such a family experience to be here based on all the kids that are here that I don't think any of the parents, I mean, they come to the game hoping for a win, but at the end of the day, they come to the game knowing that their kids are going to enjoy it, and it's a great time watching the Sasquatch play baseball. Ryan Bachman, deep fly ball into center field, tracked down by the center fielder on his back heel. Going to make the throw to third. Damon will score standing up. Now we have a 13-run lead when maybe I was right after all.
Maybe you were. As it was just a few moments ago, a 13-0 lead, and then it was 13-2. And now we're right back where we started, a 15-2 lead, 13 runs. In the lead for the Squatch as runners are on 1st and 2nd, and now Drew Biggerstaff stepping back in. DH.
Excuse me, Win, but it looks like the Big Sticks coach had to sneak back into the dugout to get his sweatshirt, maybe. And he's back out. That could be a player, though. I could be mistaken. Walks similarly.
Well, if you want to keep your eye on that, I can keep my eye on the game.
Of course.
We'll keep going.
There's a low ball to Biggerstaff. Oh. Yeah, here's one of the assistants coming out to meet with the pitcher because head coach is no longer with us. What are you, Win, what are you saying to your pitcher if you're a coach going out to meet with him right now? Down 13 runs. 2 outs here.
What do I say if I'm a coach?
2-0. What are you telling the pitcher right now to get him through this inning?
Oh, you know, obviously I'm in the booth for a reason because I don't know what the heck I'd say when I walk out on the mound. But if I were the coach, I'd say, hey, you know, calm down. The stakes are pretty low at this point in time. Focus on what you've been wanting to work on individually. You know, you're in a situation where you only have 1 out to go. Really just get back to the basics. Don't worry about anything else right now. You know, this is a 13-run ball game. Just focus on what you've been working on as a pitcher on the mound. You are currently behind 2-0. Don't be afraid to attack the strike zone. And although there have been 4 errors for the Big Sticks, rely on the infield and trust that they'll make a play. Because
might be hard if you're the Sticks pitcher right now, but trust your defense. Let them get you out of this. Don't try to do too much. As he falls to 3-0 there, so maybe the coach didn't tell him to do that in the meeting. Maybe he told him to throw a ball.
So this is Caston Reed on the mound, by the way, as
there's a strike.
he has been through 2/3 of an inning, 20 pitches now. Reed from Mount Vernon, Alabama, goes to Point University.
Southern boy, just like yourself, Win.
Yeah, stayed over for me. As now the count runs full.
So he works back into it, strike 2 on Biggerstaff. See if he can fight here, and if we can squeeze another run out, that would be great.
15-2, runners on first and second, full count. To Biggerstaff the pitch. Swing and a miss to retire the side finally, as Caston Reed is able to escape. But the Squatch still pull across 2 runs to cancel out the 2 that the Sticks had in the top.
Got to tip our hats to Reed there. Is a really tough situation. He falls 3-0, down by a lot of runs, first and second, had a tough inning, and he just bears down and gets the out. 3 straight pitches for strikes, gets the K. It's a great job by him.
So Squatch, we're going to have to save some offense for tomorrow. I mean, they are just pulling it on, but from an offensive performance like tonight, it just shows that they have it and they can barrel it up. Not even a single home run yet tonight, and still 15 runs on the board. That's what we're talking about, the contact hitting of the Spearfish Sasquatch. We head to the top of the 8th inning, still up 13 runs. It is a great night here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. So welcome back here in Black Hills Energy Stadium. I'm Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch. We've been on the call for quite a while tonight as the Sasquatch have poured it on. Completely a 15-2 lead for the Squatch to this point in the top of the 8th. And after 7 incredible innings of 2-run ball from Kenji Miller, the starter, Drew Hetke on the mound in relief. And this is his first appearance in a few games. Happy to see him out there. I'm back here with Wyatt Adams in the booth, who just got done with his relief work last night in Game 1, pitching 3 1/3 innings of 1-run ball. Very impressive. You are just one of the many players on the Sasquatch pitching staff who are really starting to find their groove as well as on the offensive end.
Yeah, Drew Hedke's another one. He had a phenomenal outing last time. I think he went 6 innings, if I'm not mistaken. 6 innings in relief is huge. Take the pressure off of the staff to not have the coaching staff put in a closure. Most likely, Dylan Ritchie at this point saved some innings for him, but Hedke has been on fire lately, so hopefully he can keep that up tonight.
And
He's got the batter 1-2 here. And strikes him out with a slider low and away in the dirt. Davis Carr with a great stop there. No need for a drop third strike call. Hedke makes quick work of number 10 on the big sticks.
Derek Calvillo
Derek
batting third.
Calvillo, there he is.
He will probably finish out the rest of this game. I was just checking the stats, and Drew Biggerstaff the last out of the inning in that bottom of the 7th. He is 2 for 6 tonight, and it is just one of those nights as we are only in the 8th inning. So if that just shows how hot the Sasquatch offense had been through one inning, all 9 batters had been faced for Spearfish.
Headkey is just pounding the zone right now with fastballs. 2 fastballs, 2 swings and misses. He can really do whatever he wants here.
Against Steve
Pitch.
Marhefke.
Fastball up. Good miss there. Like we talked about earlier, you got a guy behind 0-2-1-2. You want to miss out of the zone. You don't want to leave anything over the plate that he might be able to touch. So great pitch by Headkey there.
One constant about Headkey is knowing that he will attack
Another
the zone.
Fastball. Hits the spot this time. Fastball up, slightly below the last one. Baits a swing from the batter who is already behind on the fastballs in the zone. He's got no chance to touch that one. So another strikeout for Headkey. Great work so far.
A quick 2 outs now for Drew as he just retired Steve Marhefke. One thing I was saying, a constant about Drew on the mound, Headkey versus Marhefke, by the way. I didn't really think about that. That was a fun matchup. But as I was saying, you never have to worry about Drew's command on the mound. He is always pounding away strikes.
No, sir, as he hits strike 2, looking there. Switched it up that time, went to off speed for strike 1, dropped on the outside corner. Usually not going to get a swing there, 0-0, as the hitter's looking for a fastball early in the count. And then spots up fastball outside, right on the corner there. Another no swing, great spot. Another curveball out, strike 3, quick work again. Headkey just spotting up right now with everything. Great inning to start, great shutdown. I mean, if there's a dagger to be had at this point against the Big Sticks, that was it. It's tough to give up 2 after your head coach gets ejected, and then come out and 3 guys sat down with strikeouts. That's a demoralizing inning.
A 1-2-3 inning for Drew Headkey as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Squatch still on top, 15-2. What a night! The floodgates have opened long ago. We'll be right back with you. And we welcome you back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Squatch on top 15-2, giving them everything they have against the Badlands Big Sticks. The Sticks to this point this year, as we said, they are 16-8. They have yet to have a deficit this large, a 13-run lead, all at the hands of the Spearfish Sasquatch in game 2 of 3. As it is looking more and more likely we will be seeing a rubber game tomorrow. And what a sight that'll be. The Sunday matinee to decide who wins this series. And it has lived up to the hype. We have really enjoyed it so far. I'm Win Andrews, the voice of the Sasquatch, still here in the booth with Wyatt Adams, as Adams has provided plenty of analysis and commentary. As my color guy for the night, it has been very fun. So Wyatt, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me, Win. I've been having a great time.
Huge game.
Carson Green falls to 2-2 there.
This is going to be another inning of work for Caston Reed. after Drew Hetke just struck out the side in the top of the 8th. So by far the best inning of work I've seen from Drew to this point this year, and really just speaks to the concept and the idea and the fact that the Squatch have just gotten hot in all of the right areas. As that one is swung on and missed on the full count, as Babcock Berry is going to tag Carson Green for out number 1.
Yeah, when you say that's the best you've seen Hetke, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that for anybody, no matter what the pitcher is. 3 strikeouts on 12 pitches maybe. Phenomenal inning, especially to come out of the pen and do that.
So now, Johnny McHittering batting 5th. He's done plenty of damage. 2 for 5 tonight. Now still batting .300 with no one on and an out, and that one is going to almost beam Johnny. He got out of the way just in the nick of time, as that one was way inside.
That would have been a real tough look there, down 13 runs, hitting a batter.
Probably would have.
Near the head region. That Squatch would not have been happy there.
Yeah, it looked like that one would have probably clipped him near the shoulder. 2 balls, 1 strike from Caston Reed, who, in all fairness, has had one of the...
McHenry lines one in the left center field. Tracked down by the left fielder.
Attaboy, you're really getting the hang of this, aren't you?
McHenry catches so many barrels. It's a shame that not all of them fall. He hits the ball so hard every time, but sometimes right at guys, so that's baseball, I guess.
What about McHenry yesterday in game 1 with that Jeter throw from short to first, almost in time? We were talking about it last night. McHenry made an incredible play that almost ended the inning.
Play. That something that's very rare, and especially as close of a play as that, you know, you may see one of those and throws off, or it's extremely late, but that really could have gone either way. So great play by McHenry.
As Caston Reed now through an inning and 2/3, trying to go the full 2 against Cam Hoyland. And in all fairness, he has had probably the best relief appearance for the Big Sticks in tonight's game. The Sasquatch have been relentless, taking everything they can. As Hoyland fouls that one off. And as we are now...
Squatch buck bound to happen.
Squatch buck bound to happen. There's plenty of kids going over there to find it. As that was a foul ball, they'll get a discount on concession and merch stuff and for future games. So now we were in an 0-2 count with 2 outs. I want to go ahead and remind everyone, even though I haven't mentioned it tonight, I just need to go ahead and preface this by saying, stay tuned. If this 13-run lead is not entertaining enough for you, we have a hot dog eating contest at the end of this inning with 2 very interesting candidates, both of them being the general managers of the Sasquatch and the Big Sticks respectively. That's right, that means General Manager Eric Schmidt for the Sasquatch is about to go.
Cam Hoyland rips a line drive into center field. Great 1-2 hit there. The pitcher for the Big Sticks just makes a mistake, leaves a fastball right over the plate right there, and Hoyland 1-2, he's got to be swinging the bat on anything in the zone, so catches the fastball where he wants it and lines it up the middle. Great piece of hitting.
And the inning will continue for Cam Hoyland and Caston Reed on the mound. But as I was saying, with Damon stepping in with 1 on and 2 outs, that Eric Schmidt at the end of this inning, whenever that might be, is going to be participating in a hot dog eating contest against the general manager of the Big Sticks. So with everything that the Squatch have done tonight as a team, it's only fitting that Eric wins in dominating fashion. So we wish him the best of luck, and we hope that you will be tuning in with us in just a few moments. I'm not sure if I'll be commentating that or not, but I think it's worthy of it as Damon.
Be a broken bat there. Single in the left field, though. Damon.
Yeah, breaks his bat, as you
bat
said,
died
Wyatt.
A hero, though. It's a base hit. First and second here for the Squatch. 2 outs. Win, I know that must have been tough for you to make that announcement. I'm sure you would love to be down there eating the hot dogs if you could.
Eating the hot dogs.
Such an avid hot dog enjoyer as you are.
Yes, absolutely. Love hot dogs. Wyatt's calling me, I guess, fat in the booth. I don't really know.
No.
Oh, you're saying I love hot dogs? I don't really
No.
I don't really like hot dogs that much.
Oh, I thought that was your favorite food.
Absolutely not.
Oh, Sorry, Win. That's my fault.
That's okay. You think you know me until you don't. So
I guess
why
that's how it
Wyatt
is.
thinks he has that fun fact in his mind is because, quite simply, the Sasquatch, as many of you might know on the live stream, they have host families spread out throughout the Spearfish area to host players, interns throughout the summer season. And it is funny enough that Wyatt and I are actually in the same host family. That's right. We live in a basement. And
yes, we do.
with our
Us
wonderful
two and Jack Hostetler.
Jack Hostetler, your teammate back in Whitman, and we have the best host family. We're going to give them a special shout out. Miss Vi and Mr. Vern Lyons. They are here at the game tonight. As that one is going to be right off the helmet of
Gabe
Springer.
is hit in the head. Oh my gosh.
And that is not a good sight with 2 outs in a 13-run game. Obviously a mistake from Caston Reed.
Win, it's a good thing I'm not in the box right now, because if I got hit in the head, I might just charge the mound.
And he is going to take that prideful run over to first base because he had to shake it off somehow. That does not feel good. Gabe Springer now with bases loaded.
Bases loaded, David Carr.
And so we are in a very important part of this game. If Davis Carr were to hypothetically hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 8th inning, some lucky winner here in the stands wins $10,000. So Wyatt, thank you for joining us tonight. You were all in on the action. This is the most productive game we've had yet.
Yeah, Davis is due win. I think he's 0 for tonight, so if he gets his pitch, he might just send it over the wall and somebody here gets 10 grand.
We'll see if he can do it, but he is.
Falls to 0-2 on 2 fastballs on the outside corner. Great pitches. See if he can fight something off here. Get another mistake from the pitcher.
The 0-2, swing and a miss, so a grand slam. Not meant to be in the bottom of the 8th, but that is okay. Squatch load the bases up. Unable to score with 2 outs, and they still own that 13-run lead. So
that was a great sequence by the Sticks pitcher. Fastball out again after he got that first take. Spotted up, no swings from Davis, and then starts a slider, middle away. Looks like a fastball come out of the hand, and then it just drops out of the zone, and Davis Carr's not going to be able to touch it.
So as we are here now with our on-field host, Bailey Hubbard, here comes the hot dog eating contest. He is going to chug it real quick. I don't really know why I'm commentating this right now, but why not? As everyone is cheering Eric, the home
Eric
crowd.
got an early lead.
Eric
Looks
did
like
have
he's about
an early lead.
2/3 done. He's having a good time with the other general manager. They're having fun with this.
I don't really know what they're doing out there.
Cheers to the hot dogs.
They're just having fun. As the Big Sticks general manager is trying to cheat,
Like,
trying to let an intern eat the hot dog.
Like Eric slowed the pace down a little bit, and he's still working hard.
Eric is no Joey Chestnut, I will
No,
say.
he's not. I think Joey Chestnut would have about 12 down right now, but that's all right.
So we will see. As Drew Hetke back out on the mound
Eric,
still.
he polishes off the last bit, and there it is, folks.
Did he do it?
Eric Schmidt, the
He
winner
did it!
of your hot dog eating contest here tonight.
Man.
The Big Sticks seem to have taken every loss possible tonight.
And the Squatch are winning in every facet of tonight's game. You are in for a show, ladies and gentlemen. If you were still tuned in with us to this live stream, not only did our baseball players win tonight, most likely with a 13-run lead headed to the top of the 9th inning, but so did our general manager, Eric Schmidt. He is having a good night, as this is a great night for baseball. We are enjoying it so far. And so we do believe that this will be the end of the line in the booth for Wyatt Adams. A very sentimental moment for me, Wyatt. You know, we've had a great time tonight. It's been fun. But
Very fun.
Wyatt does have to get back down in the crowd in the next, probably out, I would probably say, at the top of the ninth. So you could be there
See if
with.
I can stretch it to 2 outs. I'll stretch it to 2 outs and really hustle down there.
Yeah,
so I can be there for the shakeup at the end of the game if we secure the win here.
And you have to be there also to sign the autographs at the end of the
Oh,
game
of
for all of
course,
your
of course, Win.
loyal fans.
Of course, Win.
And
I got to leave so that you can interview Kenji Miller, probably.
I don't know. We could probably interview about 14 different guys
Probably,
tonight.
yeah. Take your pick.
So Drew Hetke now given the reins to finish off this game, and he has all the confidence in the world after striking out the side in his last inning of work. We'd love to see that again, as he is facing off against the first batter of the ninth with a 13-run lead.
Evens it up at ones there. He missed the first ball up and in. Not a bad spot to miss to start. Just back the batter off the plate a little bit. Now he's back to even.
And this will be Jaden Singleton.
Strike two. Jaden Singleton just cannot catch up to the fastball. So if I'm Hetke, I'm throwing it again, putting a little inside, and he's not going to be able to touch it.
So as we said, interviewing Kenji Miller potentially for the postgame after going 7 innings of just 2-run ball. Exceptional work after already building up that 13-0 lead. He kept the Squatch bats in the game the entire time, allowing them to take that lead, although it didn't take much at all. Squatch pulled up 3 runs in the bottom of the first, and then only added on from there. 5 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, and 2 in the seventh.
So we're at a full count here as Hetke just misses the slider out there. A little bit up, it looked like, from here. Great pitch nonetheless.
382 in attendance with us tonight, as we are nearing the 3-hour mark. If we have not passed it already, I'd have to ask Patrick Hennessy, the man in the booth with Wyatt and I tonight. It is 9:33 now, Mountain Time. Drew Hetke with a full count. Payoff pitch,
Gets
swing
the
and a
strikeout,
miss.
fastball in. Could not catch up to it. No chance. Drew continues to locate and hit the spots with the right pitches.
And location is exactly the name of the game for Hetke so far, as we saw him earlier in the year, never afraid to pound the strike zone. He was throwing strike after strike, but it just came down to location, whereas these hitters earlier in the season were able to square up. Not so much tonight, as he has 1 out in the top of the ninth.
Speaking of location there, another great fastball to start outside corner. Not something you want to hit as a batter there, so you're going to take that for strike one. And then he comes in and busts inside with the fastball, swing and a miss, late again. Hetke is really bringing the heat tonight.
And Jaden Gibson down to his last strike. No one on, 1 out. Drew Hetke looking to slam the door.
Fastball out. Great 0-2 outside of the zone. Try to get a chase there, doesn't get it, but now he's 1-2. Can again do whatever he wants here to try to get the out.
The 1-2 from Hetke.
Fastball. Hitter barely catches up to that one, fouled back and right.
Wyatt, I wonder if we'll be in a treat for another striking out the side here in the ninth. Drew Hetke probably wants that.
Oh, I want that too, Win.
So now 1-2 from Drew. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove of Carr.
Another strike.
2 outs now in the ninth.
Okay, Hetke is dominant right now. I've got to go back to the dugout now. Win. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Why so soon, Wyatt? Well, we really enjoyed having you here. Thank you for your analysis and everything that you've talked to us tonight about. We hope that you'll be at the booth very soon. I'm sure we will see you.
I do too.
As maybe the people on the live stream will want you back with the night that we've had tonight offensively. So, Wyatt, thank you for all of your help tonight, being able to coordinate us through this game, this blowout of a game so far. We appreciate everything you've done.
Of course, Win. My pleasure.
All right. See you later. So that is the end of the line in the booth for Wyatt Adams. We've had a great time tonight. It has been nothing short of exciting, as Hetke is down to his last out. Trying to finish it off here against Quade Peters, who rounds out the order. So now, a 2-1 count. No one on for Hetke. And that one is going to be hit out towards right field. Hoyland is tracking it down, right down, hugging the right field line. That is going to be a stand-up double for Quade Peters. So, unfortunately, 2 innings in a row of striking out the side. Not in the cards tonight for Drew Hetke, as he was down to his last out. But now we can be able to see what he does with Jackson Fisher, who played catcher last night, caught behind the plate for the Big Sticks. Coming off the bench tonight, probably much earlier than anticipated, after head coach Cam Johnson started substituting players after the 5th inning, going into the 6th. So Hetke to Jackson Fisher, the first pitch. Low and away in the dirt for ball 1. 15 runs, 16 hits for the Sasquatch. And only 1 error to their name, as this is by far the most complete game that this team has thrown together so far this year, as that one is a soft grounder, and Damon is going to call off Hetke, and that is a quick, close play over as Fisher was rushing up the first base line. But now, victory formation as we emphasize the biggest win of the year so far for your Spearfish Sasquatch, a blowout 15-2 victory over the Badlands Big Sticks, as the Squatch now find their 9th win of the year. And if this can't convince you folks that this season is turning around for the Sasquatch, I don't know what can. An all-around just complete victory for the Squatch as they head off on the mound just a few moments before signing autographs for all of their loyal fans. But what a beautiful night. An amazing start from Kenji Miller on the mound, 7 innings, 2-run ball. It's going to be hard finding an offensive player to bring up to the booth. We might just have to stick with Kenji to be fair, because everyone on the offense raked a little bit tonight. They had fun, and that's what it's all about here in Summer League action. And I had fun being in the booth here with Wyatt Adams and the rest of the crew. It has been a great night, Saturday night for baseball. So before the postgame, give us just a few moments. I'm about to race down and find someone alongside Kenji Miller, because he is a notable addition that he has to be brought up in the booth. But for now, we'll be right back with you as the Squatch have won tonight's game, Game 2, 15-2. I'm Win Andrews, voice of the Squatch. So welcome back here at Black Hills Energy Stadium after an offensive onslaught, a 15-2 victory in favor of the Spearfish Sasquatch in Game 2 of 3 against the Badlands Big Sticks. A huge statement win tonight with Kenji Miller, who took the bump for the Sasquatch, went 7 innings of 2-run ball. A very exciting night tonight for the Sasquatch offense as well as the pitching rotation. So we have a full house, 2 other people right behind Kenji. So we'll try to make this a little fast for everybody else. But first, we just got to go through your night on the mound, your first home start for the Sasquatch after going 5 innings of 3-run ball in Idaho in that first start against the Spuds. What was different tonight? Was it the command? Was it just the confidence? What changed for you to let you go 7 innings of just 2-run ball?
Probably just all of those. Just confidence of my pitches, command of my pitches. I mean, I had good feel for all my pitches today, so it definitely worked.
Walk me through sort of just how you walked out on the mound, understanding that, you know, you're not necessarily throwing with the velocity. You said that to me earlier. You really had to rely on the off speed and everything else.
Yeah.
You still struck out 7 today. How does that feel?
Pretty good.
It has to feel pretty good, absolutely. So anything you want to really be bringing towards your next start, whenever that might be, obviously probably next week, maybe against Fremont?
I just want to continue to command my off speed and just have confidence in it, because that's the most important part about pitching, is confidence.
Absolutely. And do you feel, I'm sure you felt a lot more comfortable being up there on the mound with a 13-run lead to protect?
Yeah.
So they're in the 7th. What did you think I'm sure you were getting a little bit tired. You were throwing a lot of pitches at that point. What was running through your head trying to get through the 7th inning?
Honestly, I was just really tired. I just wanted to fill up the zone and get outs. So
absolutely,
that was my mindset up there.
Well, Kenji, we are so glad that you're a part of this team. Obviously, a huge asset to the pitching rotation. We saw that tonight, folks. Round of applause here for Mr. Miller after an exceptional night in his first home start. So, Kenji, we thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So now, as we are going through, you can hand it over to our next player here in the booth with us tonight. As I said, I'm Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, here now joined by
Gabe Springer.
Well, I was going to introduce you. I was just thinking. Well, here, Gabe Springer, he had to say it himself. The third baseman for the Squatch, who went 1 for 4 tonight with 3 runs driven in. You just seem to be the RBI machine as of late. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I guess so. How does that feel?
It feels really good. You know, after struggling a bit earlier in the year, it just feels good. Some of them are starting to drop now.
So struggling at the beginning of the year, kind of go through and reflect on what changed for you. Maybe obviously it's easier just to say, oh, you know, it's baseball. They'll heat up eventually. But what really went into making your bat warm up and just really being able to square up on most pitches that you're seeing?
I feel like a lot of it is I've been trying to stay simple at the plate, just not think too much, just kind of see the ball and hit it where it's pitched.
So a grand slam last night where it seemed like you really didn't even get all of it. Bounced over the left center field wall. It was still, almost looked like a jam shot for a second and then just went over the wall. So an incredible play there. And then 3 runs driven in tonight. How do you feel like you'll be able to contribute? Are you enjoying, do you think the part of the order that you're batting in is sort of affecting maybe your charisma at the plate?
I feel like it possibly could be. Definitely just starting to get more comfortable up there, just seeing the ball pretty well and just doing whatever I can to hit it hard.
I was telling folks earlier on the live stream that it is a very, very funny thing to see whenever you have a guy just casually hitting grand slams, driving in 3 runs, batting in the 8 and 9 holes. So congratulations to you, Gabe. Anything else you want to add to the live stream? Anything else you're looking to improve on as you continue to see more pitchers at the plate?
I think the biggest thing, just continue to do what I can to hit the ball hard and trust the ball will fall.
And outside of the plate, how is it over there at third base at the hot corner? A very intense, all about reaction position. How have you enjoyed it so far?
I've been liking
it. This series.
I've been liking it a lot. Got a lot of action over there tonight. So
plenty of action. You did a great job of handling them.
Thank you.
So you were just another example of the hot offense for the Sasquatch, and we are very glad that you were here with us on this team as we look to turn around this season heading into the second half of the year.
For sure.
Yes, sir, Gabe. We'll have a great time. Go sign some autographs because we know we got a lot of them headed your way.
I will. Thank you.
And last but not least, we are going to be ending the broadcast tonight with one more player interview with the man who ended the game tonight, Drew Hetke. On the mound, Drew, how we doing? You can step over here if you'd like. I might be taking up too much room.
Doing good, thank you. How are you?
I can't complain. You must be feeling pretty good after almost having 2 straight innings in the 8th and the 9th of retiring the side in both. I mean, you almost had it, but obviously the 2-out hit down the right field line. What was going through your mind at that point? Were you really upset about it, or were you just kind of like, just another day?
I wouldn't say I was upset. We have a 15-2 lead. My job is just to go in there, pound the zone, throw strikes, and get us out of here.
A team leader, and that is exactly what you do, is pound the zone. As I was telling people earlier, that was something that you really never have struggled with at all. You've always had command of your pitches, and you're always going to be attacking the zone directly. Earlier in the year, it just seemed that the hitters were being able to square up on your pitches a lot better. What has changed in terms of location, being able just to go out there and strike out 5 batters?
Just more about finishing. At the beginning of the year, I just wasn't getting that good 0-2, 0-1 type of pitch, that breaking ball or fastball. Kind of starting the zone and ending out of the zone. I just kind of thought about it, threw a bullpen or 2, and just really focused on it the last few weeks to get better.
So what do you think else that you're really looking forward to finish up this last week, actually, of the first half of the season, as you're looking to come more out of the bullpen? I heard that you actually you came out of the relief the last inning against the Spuds. Is that correct?
Yeah, for that last game.
5 innings, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6, yeah.
Okay, so how does that affect your confidence moving forward?
All it does is boost my confidence, boost the team's confidence overall, and helps us push for more wins.
Well, I can tell the confidence, and I like it, because you were just another example of the confidence that this offense and the pitching have. So
thank you.
We were really excited for it, and we congratulate you on that performance tonight in the 8th and 9th innings.
Thank you.
So appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So after some crazy audio something going on over there, we're not really sure what just happened, but who cares? We just won 15-2 in Game 2 against the Badlands Big Sticks, as your Spearfish Sasquatch improved to 9-17 on the year, and they look to win the rubber game tomorrow, a Sunday matinee that we will have for you at 4 o'clock Mountain Time. We hope you're able to join us, and everything went right tonight. We hope that continues into tomorrow, as the Squatch are turning things around and for the better, no question about it. It is a fun time to be watching some Sasquatch baseball, and I am so glad and honored to be on the call during this hot streak. I am Wynn Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch, and until tomorrow afternoon, saying good night.